In order for me to get really close to this microphone, I have to lift my head up and then over, and then put my head down so that I don't touch it with the thing on my head. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Summoner Blue. We're here today, playing some Avatar. Playing some Avatar, my dudes. Avatar? Avatar?
Avatar.
Avatar.
Yep.
Avatar?
Avatar.
Avatar. Avatar?
Avatar.
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 Avatar?
Mine.
Mine?
Mine.
Mine?
Mine.
This
so-
is the way.
It's so weird to hear that because it's so loud in my ears.
This is the way, my brother.
Hey guys, so before we start things off, please be sure to let us know about any audio things going on. If people are quieter than others, if people are louder than others, because I lost my old headset, can't use that anymore. And I'm currently wearing a VR headset on my head so that I can hear people. I'm using a $700 device as headphones. It's great.
Oh, hey, me too.
Are yours actually headphones, though?
I'm not gonna answer that.
It's not very comfortable. No, it's not very comfortable at all. But it's better than having reverb. So we're gonna have this happen, and I'm gonna get some neck workout this next 4 hours. It's gonna be great. Cause like not only is it on my head, but it's also like off of my eyes. So like it's in its like pushed up position, which puts just so much more weight to the front of my head. I'm wearing a metal pompadour, and it's great. But it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be great. How's everybody doing? We didn't have game last week.
Nope.
How's everybody doing? How you doing? How you doing, Anthony?
Doing all right.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
All right. How you doing, Tristan?
Catching a lot of shiny Pokemon, and
Sounds-
I've been playing Funny Pirate Game.
The Funny Pirate Game sounds fun.
There's $25,000 boxes out on the sea, and I want one of them.
How
gotta
you
go
doing?
through
How you
that
doing,
again.
Nightshade?
I'm doing all right.
You doing all right?
Yep.
All right. How you doing, Phantom?
I do good.
You doing good? Doing good?
Yeah.
Okay. How you doing, Squeaky? How you doing, Squeaky?
We're doing good.
Okay. I was using that time to check all of your audio levels.
Oh, okay.
And
I
everybody
just said
seemed
that.
no. It was sneaky.
Yeah.
It was also there so that people in the chat could tell me if any of them are lower than the others. It seems like you're all on the same kind of level, but you might be lower than me. What do you guys think, chat? Should I turn them up? Are they fine? Let me know. But with all that being said, guys, last time you guys had major. Oh my god. I see you're already working on it. I see it's already okay. Let's not worry about it then. I'll go away. You let me know when you're done. You let me know when you're done over there. Black is a little low. All right, I can turn him up. I can turn him up in particular.
Ah.
There we go. I have turned him up in particular. With that being said, you okay? You all right? I'm guessing you're laughing over at the thing that we're. I see how it is. That's it. Don't even worry about it. Everything's fine. Is Squeaky talking? No, Squeaky's writing. Squeaky is not talking.
Doing God's great work.
Exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more of this stuff out of the way while we're waiting. Just do some cleanup from the last arc. You know what I mean? Just clean up the maps we're not gonna probably use ever again. Just in case. You know, we'll keep the cat because the like little leopard like invisible lines. We'll keep that because I'm proud of it. But yes, all the time we're not saying do it instead. Exactly. I'll look at all that time. With that being said, let's go ahead and get over here because I don't have anything else to do. Last time on Avatar RP, what happened, Squeaky? You're already here writing it, so you might as well just, like, say it out loud.
I don't
She
want to
be
read it.
trolling.
Well, why are you writing it if you don't want to read
Somebody else can read it.
it?
I'm already writing it
Why are you writing it if,
Alright.
if you're not gonna read it?
because I want to
Hey,
help.
everybody. It's your
All right.
narrator.
Just
Go
to
ahead.
be helpful.
My name is Tristan Razanson.
Go
and
ahead,
This
man.
is the last time on Avatar RP. Written and directed by Pink, also known as Squeaky. And the last time, we did more money earning. And got more money because we need it.
Mm-hmm.
Nuon also went into town, but did nothing. We also slept. We went on snooze cruises. It was not a bad moment. The future was looking bright for our crew of Avatar RP. But suddenly it's super cold and Yuki is innocent. Ichibe would not cuddle with Mei Lee. Mei Lee can't get the fuck over it. Nuon was in meditation mode. Spirit was using her like a phone. Ring ring. Who's there? Hello? It's me, the Spirit. I need help. You need to stop taking over our friend. I'm dead. We know you are. I what's his name again? Corral?
Corral.
I got that right.
That's why I erased the second part.
He's starting shit. And we got help or something. It's hard to read that one word, but I got most of it.
That's
And
all
then
that counts.
Ichibe, Luca, and Nuon went to the Yona and got some of her blood.
That's true.
You.
That's true.
And that, my friends, was the recap of Avatar RP as narrated by Tristan Razanson. It was pretty low volume, but if I started shouting, then it probably would have sounded worse than it actually did.
Ichibe, thank you very much for that wonderful recap. Here's an inspiration.
Hey, there you go.
Wow.
There you go, my
Wow.
dude. With that being said, is there anything else we need to do before we start game?
Yeah, I got a green die that needs to be rolled. That's an 8.
All
That's
right.
not bad.
It's not a no. It's not bad at all.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not
That should be-
bad.
that should be an okay. That should be an okay day.
Yeah. Things
Okay
should be
day.
fine. Things should be fine. With that being said, my guys, eventually all of you guys did make your way back to each other. Half of you had stayed behind and got medals of honor that I had said I was going to give you guys today, but I had completely forgot because I only just now thought about what you guys got after 2 weeks of us not doing anything. And the other half went off and got blood, which was, something else that I forgot to give you guys as items. However, I do know what both of those things do, so it's fine. But with that being said, you guys did come together and begin your journey. As you guys are now inside of your carriages, remember there are 3 of them. There is one of them seemingly primarily for resting the people who are guarding the carriages. At any time, there are 2 of them inside, 2 of them outside, and one of them driving. That is how this carriage is set up. Here. On the other carriages, we have one for all of you guys. Seemingly. At this point, you guys can determine out of any of you if any of you would like to attempt to be driving this carriage, or if you would like to ask one of the guards or someone else to do it for you. How would you guys like to do? Like to go about your carriage going experiences?
I mean, I would love to drive.
Go ahead.
Oh god.
All
I would
right,
love for
let's
that
drive.
to not happen.
I mean, is anybody else volunteering?
You should. Well, you know,
My
favorite thing to do is to drive with one hand.
Is
I mean,
no one gonna question
we
that the
could-
blind man offered to drive?
The blind man wants to drive, or we could either let the blind man drive or the
I
one-armed
just-
guy drive. Like,
I just don't
would
want to. I just don't want to be racist. Like, if I
Luca!
tell you can't, then
Listen,
Luca's
someone
apparently
has to drive this carriage, and I'm not sure I can.
if I tell him that he can't, then I just look like a racist.
Let me try here. The blind one can't fucking drive the cart. See, you can't. I can't see now. The racism can't be applied to me.
So Luca is going to be being your guys' designated driver for any times that she is resting. We'll see who's going to be doing it from there. And on the other side, we just see what appears to be a carriage full of mostly things. The last carriage is full of mostly boxes and things. A lot of them seemingly supplies, but are mainly manned by Captain Lenoa and Yuki, who are both in the driving area of it and are basically like kind of lagging behind the other two, just like ha 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 ha, we're on a freaking honeymoon trip or something. They're having a good time. At the moment, since these guys are guarding you guys, we're going to assume that the order of the carts is something along the lines of potentially this. You guys probably being the last ones in the order. Since the others are there to kind of keep an eye out in front, and keeping all of the gear and all the supplies in the center is probably the best idea. As you guys are on your way, however, I'd like to know, is this fine with you? Do you guys want to be in the back, or do you guys want to be in the front of this convoy?
I'm pretty sure I agree that I was going to be cuddling with Yuki.
Well, I guess you're in the other one, I guess you're in the other caravan, aren't you?
Yeah. No, it's okay. I want to stick with the group. It's okay. We'll let her cuddle with her boy toy.
Well, here's the thing. You guys are going to be on the road for quite the number of days.
I'll have
So,
plenty of times to cuddle with
There's
Yuki.
plenty of time to cuddle with Captain Lenoa. I'm kidding.
And
I'm kidding. But I just want to know, is this fine with you guys? Do you guys want to be in the back, or do you guys want to be in the front of the convoy?
we're not important enough to be in the front.
It's up to you guys. The front of the convoy
it is-
basically determines where you guys go. And the back of the convoy is basically there to make sure that nothing sneaks up behind them into and get to the supplies and things of that nature.
Didn't the Avatar want to go to Somethingburg?
You guys don't know where exactly the city is that was specified. You guys do know that there are two cities around the mountains. There is the city right here, which is the mining city, which is a little bit out of your guys' way. And then there's the city right here at the base of the mountain, which is the one you guys are going to go through eventually anyway. At this point, again, we're just trying to decide where you guys are in the order, and then we'll decide. We'll have you guys basically tell the others if you guys want to secede from the convoy or do anything like that, or anything similar to those things. Because again, their entire thing is going straight to Ba Sing Se. If you guys want to convince them to go off course somewhere else, you guys will need to have a conversation with them to do so.
Okie dokie.
All right. I think we should be in the front.
You guys want to be in
So
the
we
front?
Yeah. Just so we can dictate.
That gives you that dictation, but at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
that also means that we're in the front. But it's not like we can't handle ourselves, so it doesn't really matter.
The biggest bonuses to being in the front as far as the back is, again, you can dictate where you guys go. So so basically they will be following you no matter where you guys go. However, the bad part about being in the front is that you guys can't see if anything comes out from behind you, and you can't really cover your tracks. If you guys were in the back, you potentially have some abilities to stop yourselves from being tracked. However, you're on a main road, so that doesn't really matter too much right now.
Yeah.
You guys want to be in the front?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys end up making your way through the first day or so, trying to get through as far as you guys can to the east. Eventually, looking on your guys' maps and talking with the captain and talking with some of the other people, you are able to tell around how far you guys have traveled. Let me go ahead and get a different color so it's more vibrant. Turn that color down. There we go. You have left Old Taku, and currently, you guys are just before a bridge-like area that is off ahead of you. This bridge-like area will take you to, basically, from what you can tell, the three-way split you will need to figure out before you guys make your next move. As you guys are near said bridge, though, it is a good time for anyone if they need it. I don't think anyone does, though, to get themselves more water. You actually are one less water than you are, so you might be able to do something like that. As well as if anybody wants to do like any sort of training or any sort of like attempting to find any kind of like food or anything of that nature. As you guys get to this area, I would like each of you to please hand me a ration.
Let's see here.
I have no shortage of rations.
Anything you guys wish to hand me. It doesn't matter if that has an effect or not. You guys have to eat something though.
Where do we put it?
Well,
Just put it in the black hole device. I will count up and make sure there are 6.
Did the meteor munch do anything else except for be rations?
Nope, just me much.
Okay. Here comes the meteor. Well, I'm gonna put it on the black hole, or do you want it?
Put it on the black hole, but don't activate the black hole yet. I'm looking to see where is. I was sure I bought some rations for Nuwan. I guess I didn't. She will eat her pastry then. Perfect. Nuwan has done the thing where she didn't spend any of her money on rations. It's fine. Don't worry about it. There are 5 in the middle here. I need one more from one of you.
I already did mine.
Who has not given their rations forward?
I've given mine.
There you go.
Meteors.
Each of you guys have eaten your rations for the day. I will say the secondary rations throughout the day and the day before were taken care of by Captain Lanoa and by Yuki, so don't have to worry too much about that. Also, Ronan Lost donates $10. Says Nuwan training. Nuwan training. Nuwan training. Okay. How much dice do you have? You have all of this, which I think added up to a power up for you, and then you have all these. Okay, good. So these are your current ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you very much, my dude. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. We already went over what her 30 was, though. It was the spiritualism. As we go back over here, at this moment, you guys stop. You guys get your water. I'll give you a melted snow water because that's fine. There you go. You have a melted snow water. You are full up on that. At this point, you guys have found your first major rest of the adventure. Do you guys want to try to convince the others to make your way to any of the other 2 areas? Because again, they're wanting to just go straight through to Ba Sing Se. There are 3 places in front of you guys can go. Where exactly do you guys think that you should go to find the Korao?
Where's? They said there was a mountain town, right?
There is the mining town, and there is the town at the base of the mountain.
Fuck.
Both of those are mountain towns.
God damn it. Well, here's a fascinating idea. Why don't we ask one of the fucking locals that are with our caravan where the fuck that town could be?
Two.
They might know more than we do.
You can definitely bring it up with them. It could be hard for them because this is a city that worships a dragon / a spirit. Even though, again, people say it's a spirit, but it's not really a spirit. It's just a dragon. Go ahead and roll me for your. It's hard because this is a very like niche thing for them to know. Roll for your diligence. I think is the best one. See if you can get any information out of the guards, because I'll tell you right now, Lenoa and Yuki have no idea.
Then let's try and get 2 inspiration in here.
Okay.
All right.
15's pretty okay.
What? 15. All right.
15 plus 2 is 17. Let me roll for them. There are 5 of them. I'll say 3 rolls. If there are 5 of them, I'll go 5 rolls. Fuck it. Each of them will have a chance.
I'll take.
This is very niche knowledge, unfortunately. So it is a very hard roll. But with your 17, I will give all 5 of them a chance to see it.
I'll take obscure village customs for 700.
That's basically what this is. Just letting you know, they're looking to meet. They're looking to meet we'll say 16. So 5 chances to hit a 16.
Huh.
Unfortunately, they do not seem to know. The 2 15s that are there seem to have some idea as to where it is. Like, oh yeah, I've heard of that village. And you're like, oh yeah, well tell us where. It's like one of them says the village at the base of the mountain. The other one says the mining village. Then they both look at each other.
I swear, if both of you are wrong, I'm gonna bury you both in near snowbank.
It's just like it's one of those like, oh yeah, we've heard of that place. Oh yeah, I've heard of that place. Yeah, did we go there? No, we were planning on going there. Where was it again? All right, the mining town, the base of the town. And they just kind of stare at each other.
Both of you already proven yourselves less than useful on this. We haven't even left the village for 15 minutes.
Jim and Tim are saddened. They wish that they could give you more information.
Well, they should be sad.
Jim and Tim.
Tim and Tim.
Little do we know, Jim and Tim will save our lives at the end of the 3rd act.
Jim and Tim will come back hardened and muscular and ready to fight.
Remember this.
Jim and Tim remember their failures, you see. They understand.
It's like the 2 paladins from Hearthstone.
Unfortunately, you are no closer. However, you do at least know that it could be one of those 2 villages. According to it doesn't seem like anybody knows of any other villages around these mountains. The closest thing to a village around these mountains is off to the far north. You know that the Airbenders have a temple there.
Don't think Airbenders worship a dragon. Or do they?
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, dragons fly, right?
Some of them.
I mean, if it flies, maybe.
Yeah, they also worship birds.
Well, birds also fly.
And clouds.
Wait, did you say airbenders?
Well, no, it's basically they were saying that the only other settlement near the mountains is the Northern Ale Temple.
Mm.
So as far as villages in the mountains would be, it would be either the mining town or the town at the base of the mountain.
Maybe we can ask
So-
if either of them have undergone a mass destruction.
I mean, there you go. All right, Luca, go ahead and roll me your diligence.
Okay.
Depending on your roll, we'll see how many of them get rolls.
Yo, have you guys ever heard
Oh, boy.
recent news about total nuclear annihilation?
Because you do also know that that Nutaku was kind of shut in for quite a while.
12,
Like, not a lot of new information was getting to them.
7,
Hmm.
so 12 was the 30, 40, 15.
15. I will give 4 of them the chance to roll.
Okay.
Tim's setting this one out. He's like, I don't know.
Okay, Tim.
He's like, I don't know, man.
You disappoint me further.
Probably. We'll see if they have any ideas of rumors of the villages being attacked, or if there's been any suspicious activity near either of the 2 villages. There's an 18 in there.
Who is this boy?
That was I'm trying to think of another M name. Clem.
Oh, Tim and Phil.
Why not just like Krim?
Crim.
Because then people will take that as something. This is Clem.
Clim is better than Crim.
Yep. Here's the thing: we have so many people in the chats that have Krim in front of their name. We don't want to have them think it's them.
Yeah, we can't have them thinking they're special. Fuck you.
Also,
No.
also that one anime with that one guy named
Oh,
Krim.
there's also Prim. I just thought of Prim.
Oh, that's true.
Prim Slim. I love it.
Actually, you know what? Let's
Oh
go
my
with
God,
let's go with
Slim.
Prim. Let's go with Prim.
Prim and Slim.
Let's go with Prim, and Prim can be one of
Is
these.
this
one
the
Slim
Carmine
Jim.
brothers from Gears
Here we
of
go.
War? Is
This
just a bunch
she
of
can
them?
she can be Prim.
Aw.
Perfect. All right.
And then we got Jim and Tim somewhere around here.
You got Jim, Tim, Clem, or is he Prim? Who's Slim?
it's a nickname.
Okay.
Slim's a nickname.
So they
Perfect.
got this itty bitty wasting around thing in your face.
Exactly. This is the M's. They are the greatest guard of Nutaku. The M's.
The M's.
The M's.
You know what? I like that.
The M's.
Yes. But Clem tells you that well, I haven't heard of any towns being destroyed or anything, but it's been quite a while since we even gotten any word from the village at the base of the mountains. I do know that we got a shipment from the mining town just last week. So if they were destroyed, it would have had to have been very recent. We haven't heard anything from the village base in the mountains for at least a month or so.
That's something we can look into.
Yeah.
So depending on how recent the attack was, the village of the base of the mountain would be more suspicious than the one in the mining section.
How old did the ghost look? Maybe that could help.
How old did the ghost look?
I don't know. I'm trying to determine age.
Like
everyone
are you
goes.
trying to like figure out how long they've been a ghost or how old the person was?
The ghost part.
You have no idea how long they were a ghost.
Why can't ghosts age like normal people? Bullshit.
Oh, you see, there's some rust on the ethereal parts of the ghost. We could tell it was at least a couple of days.
Judging by the amount of rust and decomposition in the ghost's face, I can determine this news is at least. They're probably right. I don't know. It's
But
a
no,
fucking ghost, man.
you couldn't tell that.
I don't know. Let's just, if the mountain village gave us shipment out, maybe it's okay.
Well, that was the mining village. They gave the shipment out.
No. So the town is probably fucked. If it's not that one.
It's one or the other.
I say we should go to this one.
You want to go to the one that gave the shipment recently?
Yeah. If nothing else, they might be able to tell us how, like, maybe if they have a way to get across the mountain faster.
Potentially.
In case it's the other one.
What do you guys think? Do people agree with our boy Jin?
He's usually smart.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but alright.
I
Everybody
mean,
everybody just looks over at you like, yeah, you're usually smart.
maybe we can actually,
It's a 50-50 that you might fuck us, but you know.
if you do go to that one, we can kinda en route ourselves back to Bossing
It
Say and
kinda
pass
looks
this
like
one as well.
It kind of looks like a sweet bird, but it doesn't.
That is very true. Like you could
if you
potentially
go
go
like
from the
this,
mining town
this,
to
and
the
then this.
to the other city if you're missing it.
That
Maybe
could
not
be
through the
around.
mountain, but
Well, yeah. Just anywhere that we can pass. Yeah, that's just a thought.
so do we think that the thing would be to go north from the three-way split and then check on this village, and if it isn't the case, go around here
Yeah,
and go to that one?
Kind of, yeah.
Is that what we're
okay.
thinking?
That's a
That kinda
plan
makes
that
the
I'm
most
pitching.
sense,
Mm-hmm.
because you could go the other directions, but I feel like we're still going to end up. From what we know, with everything that we've been told, north makes the most sense.
Do you guys want to go over this with Captain Manoa and Yuki?
Probably a good idea.
You guys go over things with the M crew, talking about like rumors and stuff like that, and you ask them if it'd be good to do that. They're like, "Oh, you should ask the captain. We don't know. We're just here to protect the place." You guys go and talk to the Captain Manoa and Yuki. You find them inside their carriage. As you open the carriage, you do notice that they have pushed all of the boxes that are in the carriage like kind of off toward the sides, and like there is like a bit of bedding in the center of the back of the carriage. They seem like they're having a comfy life. As you guys make your way into that section, he does look back over towards you guys, sitting up from his rest, and he's just like, "Oh, what is it, my friends?"
We have decided that we should take a bit of a detour.
Oh, that
With
doesn't
the
sound
boss.
good. I'm kidding. A bit of a detour, you say?
It's important.
How much of a detour are we thinking here? Do you want to show him your map?
Enough. Yeah, I'll point it out. I'll point it out where we're going. We're heading up this way. Just around this way here. Some important business has come up, and it won't take us very long.
We're heading over to Baroa.
Mm.
It's a pretty famous mining village. We could definitely make our way there. We'd have to resupply once we get there, because the way that you have things set up here, he like motions to the going around the mountain part to go to the base mountain village and stuff like that. This could add another week onto our journey, and we may not have enough food.
That's fine. That's nothing we can't handle. It's important that we do this though, and hopefully we got the right intel on.
It is quite hard to ferry about 14 people across all of this. Actually, it's not 14. It's 12. Never mind. It's hard to ferry like 12 people across like this and keep our reserves very well. We'd have to ration, make sure that we can get there. Hopefully, we can resupply in Baroa, and everything will be moot. However, if we can't get any food in Baroa, it would be rather difficult to make it all the way over here.
Any difficulties we run into, we'll deal with. It's fine. We have to try. We have to figure out ways to survive worse on our travels, regardless. There shouldn't be anything.
What do you have to figure out that for? You're going to be going to Ba Sing Se and staying there for the rest of your lives. I'm kidding. Everything's going to be great. Anyway.
Hope for the best and prep for the worst. You know how it is.
And that was the shortest journey we've ever been on.
He seems to be perfectly fine with you guys making this trip. He said that as long as you guys can resupply in Baroa, which he says that's the name of the mining town, then you guys should be fine. Boop. Do you guys want to make your way there?
Yep.
I
Let's do
say
it then.
so, yeah.
Okay. You guys rest up and you finish your next journey on the next day. You go over and you go over the bridge and you make your way to the crossroads. At this point, upon getting to the crossroads, I'm gonna roll really quick to see if there's anything here. Do 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 do. So many of these random Jim and Tim dice now. 11. You do find something when you get here. As you guys make your way to the crossroads, you find yourselves in a bit of some interesting company. Let me grab them really quick. Whoop. Bing. Upon getting to the crossroads of the section ahead of you, you find yourselves looking at what appears to be another carriage. However, this one appears to be completely destroyed. You see that both of the wheels on the back of it have been broken, basically in half, and you note that nothing seems to be pulling it. They don't appear to have any sort of creatures pulling their carriages at all. As you look over, they appear to be Water Tribe. And they appear to be Water Nation people. And Luca, just from looking, and again, Mei Li, from you looking as well, since you are wearing it, you can tell that these people appear to be wearing Southern Water Tribe gear.
Oh god.
So I'm probably gonna hide under somebody so that they don't think that I'm one of theirs and that I've been taken hostage. Now who am I gonna hide under? Let's roll the die.
They appear to be just kind of off on the side of the road, seemingly just off from the southern section. If you guys were to go south, you would have to go past them. But since you guys aren't going south, it doesn't look like you need to go past them at all. They appear to just be sitting there. As you guys approach, one of the men goes forward towards you guys, and it looks like he's trying to flag you guys down.
Oh man, I gotta hide under somebody.
There's no hiding under anyone. Nobody's big enough to hide you.
Quick, hide.
No one is big enough to hide you.
I can at least try.
You cannot.
You underestimate my
Aw.
thick flowing
But
robes.
I wanted to roll a D4.
bad.
D4.
Essentially, do what I did last time with the whole I'm cold. I need to find someone to cuddle issue.
If
Who
you
am I
fucking manage to roll me again,
I-
even though you rolled the 4
let's-
other blue people.
Okay.
Let's go ahead with what's going on though, guys.
Yep, all right.
As again, one of them appears to be flagging you guys down. You guys can either decide to stop or not.
This is my personal opinion, but I don't suggest conversing with them.
Oh, why not? They seem like such lovely people.
You guys do notice.
Completely opposite.
You guys do notice upon looking at them. They do. The one that is flagging you down does appear to have a blade on his waist, but it seems to be in very. It seems to be in full view. Like he's not. It doesn't look like he's hiding it. But again, he is armed.
What's the rest of them looking like?
The two girls and the other three, they seem to be off back where they are. One of them seems to be trying to lift up the cart. The other man seems to be, and the other two are trying to remove what's left of the wheels from the cart.
Well, you know, most southern tribes are not that friendly, but there are those that aren't, right? We've heard that rumor. Who knows? It could be just people in a bad situation.
And this is where I say that sometimes you're smart.
Hey,
I'm just kidding. I mean, has anyone ever had a good run-in with them?
no, but
There's the answer.
but aren't you just a little bit curious why they're all
No.
the way out here?
I'm wearing one of their garb. They're gonna think we either killed one of them or that I'm a hostage.
Why must you be so morbid?
Because, I mean, think about it.
I think we should stop the cart.
Ah!
Jin says stop. Luca says not stop. Mei Lee says not stop. What are the three? What do the others think? Avatar Nuwan seems to be looking off at them, and just to make sure that this keeps, just to make sure that this keeps somewhat even, I will say that she also wants to stop because she's like, I'm the Avatar and I'm the bridge and blah blah blah.
Bridges can't. You don't use a bridge for a wheel, but all right.
If she wishes to stop, I'm okay with stopping. If she wants to keep going, I'm okay with going. I have no issue with either.
Ichibe is opting out. What do you think, Akira?
Did
Should
he
they
already
stop?
fall
I swear to actual.
Nightshade?
Yeah.
Okay.
We thought you were asleep already.
No.
It was like we just heard it.
Is this what it's like on the other side? It's funny.
No.
Right now, there are a bunch of Southern Water Tribe people out in front of your cart. They seem to be having trouble. Both of their back wheels seem to have been destroyed. One of them is flagging you guys down, just like walking like, hey, like arms up towards you. However, they are Southern Water Tribe people. Luca says that you guys should keep going. Mei Lee says you guys should keep going. Jin says he wants to stop. Nuwan says she wants to stop. Ichibe opts out. What do you want to do?
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know you guys were talking to me. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
You know what? He's curious. He'll say stop.
Okay.
Worst
Oh,
case,
that's-
he can't see the things right of him.
At this point, I will say that.
Diplomacy.
At this point, I will say that Jin, you probably like put a hand up back toward Luca and Lenoa's cart, or Yuki and Lenoa's cart, so that they stop a little bit away from you guys. As you guys bring your cart to a stop, you guys step out from where you are, or do you stay in the cart, or do you step out where you are?
Luca is highly uncomfortable. She's gonna stay in the car.
Listen, you two don't listen. I'll go out and handle it.
Jin, you make your way out. As you do, Nuwan's just gonna kind of watch from the cart, like she's just gonna poke her head out from the side where she can hear.
Worst case scenario, they leap out and fucking murder them all.
Ichibe and Akira, do you guys want to go out or do you guys want to stay in?
I would like to go out.
I will stay in because I need an advantage point to jump from if they start fighting.
All
Yeah,
right.
I knew you were gonna stay in. Of course, you guys stay in. You're the
You're not
ninja.
hiding on top of the carriage.
Jin and Akira, you guys make your way out. Let's go ahead and just get a very base sense of where you guys are. Not that there's a fight or anything that could be happening here, but let's just get like a base sense of where you guys are.
Extra experience points,
Okay,
guys.
There's three people here. Fucking,
Basically, you're at like again the crossroads of all of this. Like you are trying, you have made it here. They seem to be off having some problems. There's snow and there's ice everywhere. You do notice that the road that is off to the south seems a lot more taken care of. You see that there is snow and ice seemingly piled up onto the sides of the roads, either that way because of water bending, or maybe they have moved it. Maybe they have moved it intentionally. Who's to say? But the southern road seems a lot more well kept than the other two roads. As you guys step out and make your way over toward the Southern Water Tribe member who is walking towards you, he seems to stop a little bit away from you and give a slight nod to the two of you. Hey, sorry about this.
Yeah. You're the ones in Starry State here, looks like.
I was just wanting to see if are you Earth Kingdom?
Most of us.
Just like motions back to he must motion back to his cart. We had a bit of a run-in, unfortunately. When something came and spooked our I can't remember what they're called. What pulls the cart? Scan it.
Kodos.
Is it a Kodo? I think it's Kodos, right?
Kodo's the rhino from work.
There's like these rhino things that like pull their things too, though. I can't remember what they're called. Anyway,
Well, I'll look for one. Just keep the conversation going.
Thanks, my
I
dude.
guess.
Yeah.
Something came and spooked our ride. Unfortunately, whenever it jumped back, lifted the cart up and snapped our wheels and clean in half. We were hoping that there'd be some earthbenders kind enough to help us out, get us something going so we can make our way back down south.
I see. So,
Nightshade,
Yeah,
I found a camel.
yeah. What's up?
you are 100% snoring.
Nightshade, are you?
You
is this-
literally were.
Are you fucking with us?
Damn.
You have narcolepsy, dude.
Damn.
Are you fucking with us, or is it really happening?
Jeez.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. I just wanted to let you know.
Just mute and smack
You are
yourself.
here though, so he is talking to both of you.
Okay. Hang on. There we go.
Let us go get him like a.
Now I'm a lot more propped up, so now I can't be susceptible to this narcolepsy. Holy shit.
There you
Just
go,
fucking
man.
Splash of boiling water in your face.
Do you have a
God
do you have a
damn.
busy day at work today, or
Yeah. Jeez.
that makes sense? It makes sense, dude. We're not gonna
Yeah.
get onto you for it. But we will call you whenever we hear snoring.
We'll
All
fucking-
right. Yeah.
Just
This
do
guy
the
has
first
basically
out
come
loud.
up and he said that we'll say his camelelephant. We'll say his camelelephant, even though those are supposed to be from the Siwang Desert. Why not?
Whatever.
We'll say his camelelephant.
I'll keep looking.
It's a woolly camelelephant.
It's a woolly his woolly camelelephant. There we go. His woolly camelelephant got spooked and ran off. He lifted up off the ground and upon doing so broke the back two wheels of their carriage. And he was hoping that an earthbender would come by and help him out so they could make their way back down south. As he looks to the two of you, I don't suppose either of you could help us out.
I don't suppose why we couldn't.
I don't see a problem.
If you guys help us out, then we could make it up to you.
Always
Oh, that's
been-
better. Oh, the ostrich horse. Yeah,
There
let's
we
go
Let's
ostrich
go with
horse.
the ostrich horse.
Yeah.
Horse. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I knew it was
Our,
some kind of-
our ostrich horses got spooked. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's fine. Woolly camelelephants are still canon though.
Yes, we'll say woolly camelelephants still are a thing. You guys are pulling woolly camelelephants right now.
Ah.
Like all of yours are woolly camelelephants.
Yeah.
But all right. I don't. Yeah, hell, Jin will help. Why not? It's just propping something up, right?
Yep, he goes back toward his other thing. Jin, you know that this probably requires some precision earthbending. Do you want to go and maybe ask one of the M crew to help you, or do you think you can do it yourself? You could also potentially ask Luca to help you because her ice bending might be able to help out.
I am not
Go
going.
down on it.
I am not going to ask Luca to come out. General motion of the inn.
They're a little bit
Come
back
over.
behind you. You motion toward them as you do. We'll say Jim. Jim and Tim, fuck it. Jim and Tim make their way out. They seem very cautious as they walk back over towards you, looking over toward the Southern Water Tribe members. But they come to you. They ask for details. Like, what's going on, man?
These fine folk got their carriage spooked. Something running wild out here. We just need to lift this thing up here, and they'll be on their way.
What do you think? What do you think, Tim? Did they tell you what spooked their carriage?
I'm gonna guess any number of angry
Oh my
ghosts, no
God.
spirits, possibly some kind of wolf, or perhaps a wolf bear. One of those.
Yeah, we could.
What
We could help
actually-
out. We're pretty good with our hands.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I'm not one for precision, so just he just pushes the cart. But Jin will move over with them, and
The three of you make your way over. They ask you to basically just bring up some earth. They can mold it to potentially fit the wheels. They just need you to do some basic earth bending. Akira,
okay.
are you gonna do anything while you're here? You can't really help with the wheels, but do you want to talk to the Southern Water members? Do you want to attempt to see what they can reward you with? What do you want to do here?
I can ask for that, but I want to get some information. I guess.
Definitely.
I want to see what's going on. Like, hey, where are you coming from? What are you transporting? What's all
You make your way back over toward one of the ones that are here. As he looks off to you, he's just like, Uh, uh, what are you asking again? Sorry, we've been on the road for a long time.
It's quite all right, my friends. We've been on the road a fair amount ourselves.
Hmm.
I'm just curious as to where what are you hauling on? What are you hauling in this thing?
Oh, we're not really hauling anything. We're just trying to get our basic supplies back from our ship, down toward the port village. We had unfortunately met with a group of people who, while we were out on our boat, managed to sink it and throw it off into the rocks.
Pirates?
No, but I assumed they thought we were. He just kind of motions to himself. We're deserters.
Oh, like army deserters.
We're deserters of well, you've heard I'm sure heard of the Southern Water Tribe's new policies. We're not really into following the sea life as much as we would like. So whenever our leader Dalto decided to leave off from the southern pirates, we decided to go with him. However, on our way up here to the Earth Kingdom to kind of lay low, we saw another group of people that just washed our boat off onto the rocks. We've been trying to gather all of our materials back from it and take it down to where we've settled ourselves ever since.
Oh, I see.
The people that we found, they were how can I put it? Very skilled benders. The two in particular, an airbender and a firebender. They were able to blow holes throughout our ship. It was, unfortunately, none of our benders were on that level.
Very interesting. Earth, an airbender and firebender. In the open sea?
Just off to it. I'm guessing it was some sort of a defender vessel or something. It was off to the east, around a week or two off. Do you want to go and
Nice.
do you want to try to show him your map so he can show you where precisely it might have been?
Yes.
You go back to the carriage and grab the map from them. As you do, you make your way back. He seems to tell you around the part where his ship was marooned, or not marooned, but you know what I mean. It seems to be around here was where he was where he points to. Very far off.
Ah, I see.
We've been making several trips there. It takes about a week or two to get there and back every time. It's very hard. Luckily, the streets around the eastern part of the western part of the continent aren't very crowded nowadays. But yeah, that's mostly what's been going on with us. We were trying to stick out everything while we're here, kind of hoping that potentially we could make our way back up to the Northern Water Tribes and see if we can seek refuge. But we doubt that they'll be as accommodating as the village we just found.
I'm sure you all are tired, aren't you?
Well, not really tired. Well, we're tired from our trip, but it's not really too big of a deal for us. We're used to working in harsher conditions. The winter especially, we're really used to. A lot of the people here in the Earth Kingdom are enjoying our ability to keep their places neat and keep their roads clear. But it is rather taxing being looked at as much as we have, but we do understand the justifications beyond it. The city that we're actually in was actually attacked by pirates just a couple years ago, so we do understand their hesitance.
Apprehension.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
We've thought about changing our garb, but if people see us changing our garb, they might think that we're just trying to blend in and, you know.
Yes, I understand.
It's also good to know whenever you come across somebody, if you're having any plights, that they could potentially help you out.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's about as far as we can really go. The only one who really knows too much more is Dalto. He told us upon getting out from the wreckage, he had traveled up north and told us that we shouldn't go that way. So we made our way to the east. There was a couple of villages that we couldn't get into or that were destroyed, so we found our way to the closest one to a port, and that's where we've been staying.
Hmm. Well, I can't very well just let you go. How are your rations?
We're only a day or so from the town that we've been staying in. Right now, he looks back to the others. We should have at least enough rations for the time being. The only problem is it's gonna probably take us another day or so to push this thing all the way down, but that should be fine.
Hmm.
Are you happening to go down south, or are you guys heading somewhere else?
Oh, we're heading up north.
Ah, understood. He looks to you for a second. As he does, he kind of like looks back toward his group. Well, I mean, I know it's rough in the winter, especially for people who are traveling on these kind of roads, but if you guys don't happen to have anyone of expertise with it, if you could aid us, we could potentially send one of our own with you to clear out the roads for you. It would take about 2 days away from your journey. You don't have to, of course.
What would you need help with?
He motions to his cart. We don't have our steeds anymore, unfortunately. So it is going to add another day or so journey just pushing this thing down. If you were able to aid us, we could use some of your animals to potentially get us down there. You could you would come with us, of course.
How many animals do we have?
You guys have one each, pulling each of your carts. You do know that they can that your creatures in particular could potentially pull more than one cart, especially if it's not that laden.
Okay, great.
However, he's saying if you were to do this though, you would go about a day or two out of the way of your journey if you do that, because it would take you guys at least a day or so to get down there and a day or so to get back.
And you said we're going to their camp?
No, they're the port town down to the south.
Port town.
This would be a good.
You can hear all of this, by the way, Jen. And once you were done making your fucking little circles, you just kind of walked back.
Yeah, all right.
You're like, here's my dumb circles. All right, I'm going over here.
Yeah.
So you've heard basically everything that's been said.
I'd have to discuss it with a few of my team, but I would be more than happy to help you out.
Well, discuss it with your party, and again, we could reward you here for your aid, but we could reward you even more down south. He looks back toward the others. It'll take us at least potentially about a half an hour to an hour to install these wheels. So chat amongst yourselves until then, and let us know. Okay? Thank you very much for considering.
Of course.
He makes his way back over to help Jim and Tim, as him and the other Water Tribe people are lifting up the thing. They seem to be trying to fit the wheels to them. It'll take them about a half hour to an hour. You guys make your way back to the main group. At this point, most of the others have made their way out and come around the cart. But you guys can talk to the others about these plights if you would wish.
All
He
right.
just goes up to the cart. So we could have another detour if we agree to it for more rewards.
They need help. Obviously, their steeds are gone, and they need help getting towards the southern port town.
Stares intensely.
I understand.
You guys might want to start off saying that they're deserters.
They're
They are deserters.
Their leader, Dalto, claims to have they claim that them and their leader are all deserters from those other ones.
Have I heard of that name?
Dalto?
Mm-hmm.
No, you would not know that name.
Okay.
If he is of any sort of Luca, how versed do you think you are with military things? How versed do you think you are? Like, would you have been interested in any of the politics of the Northern Water Tribe as far as like military?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then I would like you
That's
to
about
go
it.
ahead and roll me for your diligence then. I'll give you a roll because he's not famous, but he could be noticed if especially from the Northern Water Tribe.
Okay. I'll put nothing in just to be fair with it, because it is kind of up there. It's a 14.
You might have heard the name before, but you don't know of anything important that this Dalto would have been about.
Okay.
You have somewhat heard the name before. Maybe if you took a little bit more time to think it over, you might be able to learn more. But as of right now, you've at least heard the name. So he was at least somewhat of a prominent member in the Southern Pirates.
Mm. Again, I don't suggest helping them.
Is it because they're deserters?
No, not that.
They could be lying.
They could be lying.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Getting everybody on good
So do we
spaces.
really want to take that chance? Call me paranoid if you want, I am.
That's fine.
Just
you're
to be
more than
sure,
welcome.
how far off the beaten path is this?
Again, looking on your map, they seem to say that it would take you guys about a day. They seem to
A
think
day.
they seem to think it'd take you guys a day or so to get down there and a day or so to get back. They said that that they have cleared out the roads as they've gone through those, so their roads are probably a lot better than the roads going up toward the towns above you. So they would if you were to take the same route going forward, going up, then it would take a lot more time. However, they did say that if you were to go down and aid them, that they could potentially lend you another waterbender to come up and help you clear out the roads ahead of you. This could technically, if everything goes well, lead to you guys having less of a trip. If between the people they send you and Luca, you guys are able to clear off the roads efficiently enough.
At the same time, though, if this really is a trap, then that's to be dealt with. But if we can survive all the shit we've been through so far, we can definitely survive these fuckers. So it really depends on whether or not we want to waste our time for things that I don't think we need because we're well off.
Is this being said in character?
I'm not saying that in character, but I would convey something similar to this in character.
You
if I
probably
was
wouldn't
saying-
say that fucker.
I would say, yeah.
Try to speak in character. How would you say it to them?
Sorry, it was more like I was just kind of like explaining out loud to try and like give an idea of what my thoughts are on this right now.
Okay.
That's why I haven't said it in character yet, because I'm also trying to get my point across. I don't really think that's If you think that it's worth it, then we could always consider it, but I don't think we really need any reward, especially considering how we are.
Every little bit helps. I'm not saying that, not saying that we need it, but every little bit helps. And if there really is something shady going on, it'd probably be best for us to deal with it than some poor traveler to deal with it themselves and possibly get roped into a situation that they can't afford to fight themselves out of.
Manoa looks over. I would also say that if they are able to lower our trip from our excursion beyond this area, then we could maybe make it all the way to the other village, depending on if they are cooperative and without running out of rations.
If
You
there is
guys
a
can
way.
do me a wish. I'm fine with doing whatever.
But it is the Southern Water Tribe. We have to make sure to understand. We don't know exactly how much we can trust them. But we do have Yuki with us, so she can just freeze them all solid or something, right?
I've dealt with many waterbenders. I'm well aware of what it may take in order to fight.
Looks to Luca. I can kill you right now.
So,
You're already dead. You just don't know it yet.
You know, I believe it.
I say we help them. If none of you want to go, that's fine. I will go by myself.
How?
Well, no, I mean by myself with them.
Oh.
If we need to part ways temporarily, that's fine.
I cannot allow that.
damned if we do, we're damned if we don't. We either go or
Actually,
no matter
damned
what.
if we do, possibly not. Like, actually, not damned if we don't, because we don't know what we'll be damning for. We could, just not help.
Yeah.
Again,
just-
call me.
The only risk of not helping is, again, if the village you guys go to, which is the mining village, is the one that's destroyed, you probably wouldn't be able to get enough rations to make it to the other village. That's the only like potential threat from not doing this. Is that
Potentially.
and that's a very potential threat, not like amazing.
Akira would do it just because if it does sound kind of sketch, he wouldn't want someone else to deal with it.
Most of the other people on the thing, including Nuwan, would look to you guys for your answers. They wouldn't. They find that you guys have proven yourselves as heroes before and taken down a pirate ship of your own. So they're perfectly willing to go with what you guys think.
All right. I think it might be worth just for potential reward. Look, if it is a trap, we'll just kill them all and take all of their stuff. They're just a bunch of pirates.
Spoken like a true hero.
That's Melee just like looked at him while he was like, "We'll just fucking kill them."
You really throw that around a lot really easily. Yeah, you throw that word around a lot really easily. Let's just fucking kill them.
Yes, it's a very easy word to say.
I mean, you've had a longer life than I have, so maybe I'm not. Maybe there's just some things I don't know yet.
I've done a lot of things. I have been around a lot.
Actually, I just realized what's preventing me from firebending a path through the snow.
That takes energy, and then you need more rations.
You'd have to do it for like a large amount of time, because again, these roads take days and days to go down.
Oh yeah, no,
And-
I'm not saying like I'm not saying I just body the whole thing. I'm just saying like just fire bend a little bit here, and then
You'd-
like people dig out there, and then like I fire bend again,
It-
and they dig. Like,
It'd be slow. It'd be slow and exhausting.
Yeah,
Basically.
fair enough. It just.
It would basically be a very slow endeavor. You could 100% do it, like no one's stopping you from doing it, but
Yeah.
it would be a very slow endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
Just figured I'd ask.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just to make sure one more time, Jen, just to make sure I'm really picking up what you're putting down.
Mm-hmm.
How exactly can we help them?
They need you guys to help push the carriage basically all the way back down
We have fragile little girl arms. I can't
with
push
your
it apart.
animals.
With our pack, These things can carry.
Oh,
can
me too
easily
can't push a
pull.
cart with his little frog arms.
Listen, it's not. You should feel terrible. He's right there. You don't believe in him. Second of all, we're using the woolly, the
Komet- if
camel
The
fence.
moment Kometsu leaves my shirt, he's dead. I think
My
he's fine.
God.
Oh, ye of little faith! You believe in the cabbage date and the cabbage spirit, frog. Believe in
I don't know
That
what
was a
goes
lie,
on
you
in.
know it.
I have no idea what goes on in your head, but I very much envy it.
Which one of us? This one? Yeah, I kind of into that.
Yes,
Airbender,
her.
airhead, same thing.
I mean, I didn't want to say it.
Airbender head.
Oh, don't put yourself
Air
down
bun-
like
air
that.
bu-
You're
air
bloody
bun head.
smart.
Air butt
Air bun
head.
Air bun head.
I think it said air butt head.
No.
It's-
maybe if her buns were shaped like little hearts, they can be like little butt heads, but like little butts.
Anyway, what's our decision on this?
What are we doing?
I'm for a
Melee
yay.
is like, if you want to lead us into this, that's fine, but I don't know how I can fucking help. I know you said our animals would be help, but it's just like that was also sarcasm where it's like, Kometsu can't help, look at him. So
Cool.
Right, so they just need one of our animals here, and these things can pull 2 carts easy. Yeah, probably easy. Depends on how much they actually weigh.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. These are bona fide, purebred camelephants we're sacrificing potentially.
Oh, don't.
Pure. I love how you call them purebred.
Purebred
Yep,
camelephants.
frickin-
No fucking way. Those things are
Purebred woolly
They're-
camelephants.
They're Captain Lenoa's camelephants, man.
So
He only
many
gets-
sins
he only-
against God
only
and
gets-
nature
He
created
only
these
gets
things.
the best of the best camelephants.
Exactly. Well, I absolutely understand, Luca, the not wanting to talk to them and deal with them, but it could end up being good for us this time. I promise we'll bash the heads of the next group of want to try people we see.
He's promising.
All right. One wrong move and I'm fucking killing the.
Listen,
I
the
promise.
He's promising Luca.
One
not the
fucking
groups-
wrong move.
He
They're
promised.
dead.
He
They're
promises the
dead.
only arm he has left. He swears on it.
See, I can't even cross my finger back.
Yeah, you can.
Well, not right now. Like then she'd know.
But that means a pinky promise from him is doubly important because it's the only pinky he has left. Not counting his toes.
I don't like it, but I'll go with it.
This will work out fine.
You heard him. Famous last words.
All right.
Except these won't be our last words.
Hopefully not.
Absolutely not. I've said that plenty of times, and I've always right.
Do you
Yeah, go for
guys are you guys agreeing to help these people down to the port village?
Yep.
All right. I love how you're like, "Yep, no take backsies. We're doing it."
Help, air quote. Yep.
Look, worst case scenario, we get a bunch of stuff from a bunch of ambushes.
Alrighty.
And if
Like
we do
shoot
make it to the to the port town, we can resupply on certain things,
Mm-hmm.
or potentially resupply. I don't know what they sell down there.
Potentially. All right, you guys gonna go over and tell them? At this point,
Yep.
Jim and Tim make their way back. They're like, "Yeah, we did it. We're fucking awesome."
You have redeemed yourselves this time.
Oh man, we're so cool. Yes, I believe that we are the greatest.
Yeah, sure. Good job.
I believe we are the coolest of cool.
For a minute, I was gonna be like, "Is one of them sound like Brad?"
We are ice cold.
You guys want to make your way over toward the one that seemed to be talking to you guys?
Mhm.
Yeah, sure.
Whoop, whoop. Akira, you make your way back over toward him. He looks back at you. Car looks good as new. They should probably be able to make it all the way back. Did you guys have a chance to talk?
We've discussed it over, and we are willing to help you.
That's good news. We don't get a lot of people willing to go out of their way for us. Thanks very much.
I can't imagine why.
Understood. We don't have any we don't have any visions that we are completely innocent in all of this, but we are no longer a part of that. So it is very nice to meet people who are going to help us out.
Word of advice: one of you should try to take up some tailoring.
I've at least tried telling them that we should take off the helmets, but he just shrugs.
Yeah, it was it was a very close debate of whether or not we're actually going to stop him.
Well, we'll just pull your steeds over here. We'll hitch the cart up to the back of one of yours, and we can head out.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if there's any kind of what's that?
For some reason, I thought you were going to say, well, pull your pants down.
Why?
And this is about to become a very different conversation.
I need to reward you anyway.
I don't think I want the reward anymore.
We'll hitch up our cart
No,
to yours,
Jen,
and
you're
I
the first
can
one itching the fucking help. Go
show
get
you.
it.
I can show you down south. Thanks again. Oh, right. First off, before that, the reward for the wheels. He goes
Zip.
over toward the two of you. As he does, he hands each of
Fucking
you.
knife to the gut.
He hands each of you a very generous gold piece for it.
Ooh.
I'm so... Each? Jesus fuck.
This is again. He assumes this is payment to all of you, to the entire caravan. But he hands each of you a gold piece. That is very generous for 2 rock wheels.
Okay, I am heavily suspicious now, but we can split this up later.
Yes, split that single coin for 2 wheels. We gave him a discount.
Jen, you have this one. Akira, you have this one.
Yay!
Deal with it later.
Just take that.
He's like, I'll just take this over here now. Thank you.
Yunk. Oh, that's extremely. If people tip that more, I'd help every person on the side.
Yeah, if people tip that much. Jesus Christ.
Well,
That's pretty
gold isn't really amazingly valuable to us as much as the stuff that's in here. So, thank you, as well as the time we'll be saving.
Of course.
You can thank us with maybe 2 gold pieces each.
You'll have to talk to Dalto about that.
Oh, I'm sure I can work something out with.
Maybe he's a very generous man.
That's what I love to hear most.
He makes his way back over toward his caravan. You guys make your way back. Do you guys tell them what you guys got?
They said they'd pay us an exposure.
Fucking nope.
Oh my god. That's nightmare.
They
All
tell
money
their
now,
buddies-
bitch.
They tell us
All
their
right,
buddies
time to
about it.
kill them.
Akira tells him. Akira
Okay.
tells him.
And also,
Yeah.
I guess also a gold coin each.
We've been paid 2 gold coins. We
That's
could
extremely generous for this offer. Thank you. We can split this. We can split this up later.
Mhm.
As you guys all get back into your carriages. Is that what's going on?
Yep.
Yep. I just realized I sounded very hesitant to split that up. We said we
I
can
would
split that up
asshole-
later.
I mean,
I'm just
look.
like, mm-hmm.
Look, I'm an asshole. All right, I have an excuse.
Yeah, I'm not though.
Get in here. All right. Whoop. Bop, 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 bop. You guys all start making your way toward them. They hitch up their cart to one of yours. It starts being pulled alongside. Your the front woolly camelelephant seems to strain a little bit, but then as soon as the wheels start going, it's just like, whatever.
Such majestic creatures.
It poops. Anyway.
Just like horses in the middle of the street. Such majestic creatures trouncing around in Philadelphia. Abel just is staring at me now. He got scared for his sleep.
I would too. Those things are probably bigger than him. You guys all decide to go down to the southern path. As you guys do, change in course. We're gonna go to a different course now. Da 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 da.
Now we're gonna learn science.
The party has made it down in this direction.
I got more laughs from that than I thought I would.
And if this was all correct, then we should be going back on normal even faster.
Potentially.
Yeah.
You guys make your way downward toward this area. Let's go ahead and do this really quick because I forgot to get the Port Town image put in here. So let's go ahead and... There we go. You guys make your way down on a very clean and well-kept road. You see that eventually another cart seems to go by you guys after about a day of travel. It seems to have some members of it as well. Oh, geez, that piece isn't out in this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and change that to a different thing then. Delete. Let's just use one of these, I guess. Boom, boom. Of course, we'll take the one with the sad Nuan noises on it, obviously. Custom. And that one. There we go. It also isn't cut out here. Who cares? All right, I'm done. Group protection. There we are. I love how just the sad Nuan noises are just coming off the side.
Oh my god.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. You guys make your way down toward this village. Another cart passes you guys by as you guys are making your way this way. It seems to be filled yet again with more Water Tribe members. These members seem to wave at the ones going by in the other direction and kind of wave off towards you guys as well. As you guys head by them. They seem to be off going in the other direction as well, back toward the section that the others had told you about. They do confirm this as they're like, oh, there's still more that needs to be brought back from the wreckage. We've been basically going at this one two at a time, basically since all this had started. You guys make your way going down and eventually find yourselves a little bit out of the snow, because again, you guys are going a lot more south than you guys have been so far. So potentially a little bit close to the desertish area. So you guys are in a lot more fall-like territory here. As you guys eventually make your way down to the port city, the cart comes unhitched. As you guys get a little bit closer, they get out and start pushing the rest of their stuff inside. They give you guys a bit of a wave and go a little bit ahead of you guys, parking their cart a little bit further off into the town, just a little bit away from one of the docks. This is the stuff you see right now is part of the around southern part of the town. You guys look around, as you do notice there are some Earth Kingdom commoners around through here, seemingly just like walking around doing their thing. you note that that most of the military here, if there is considered a military here, does seem to be comprised of Water Nation soldiers. They seem to be like some people walking by, just kind of like giving a bit of a wave to you guys as you guys come in. And it seems to be like there's not really a big Earth Kingdom presence in this city at the moment. As you guys go forward, you guys can count as far as you guys can tell, including the 4 that just left and the 4 that came back. There appears to be another 10 people, 10 to 11 people in the actual city, as far as Water Nation soldiers are concerned. Other than that, there's probably around like a dozen or 2 actual regular people around here as well. Upon going all the way down to the southernmost part of this place, you guys do find yourselves again looking at the southern docks of this place. A bunch of small boats, nothing huge along the water line, and from what you can tell, everything seems to be rather quiet. The 4 people over here put their cart away as much as they can just by pushing it. And the one who was talking to you guys before comes over toward you. There we go. Everything's hitched up.
Fantastic. And so,
oh, by the way, it did take you guys another day to do so. I would like you all to please hand me another ration.
Okay.
Because again, usually you guys would be taking 2 rations a day. But the other half of the rations are being taken care of currently by Captain Lenoa.
That's another meteor.
Hang on a second, let me find it.
We have 3 in here now. We need 2 more.
Yeah, I don't have mine yet. Hang on. Meteor munch.
Jen, did you put yours in?
Yep.
Luca?
Yep.
All right. Squeaky, have you put yours in?
Anna is dying in the bathroom, so let me get it for her.
I'll take it.
One of the meteor munches. There you go.
Meteor.
You guys do eat your meteor munch. You have a good meteor munching time. Really good making map, Blue. It's not mine. It's not mine.
Great, buddy. Amazing.
It's not my map.
Just perfect.
I believe this is also one of the ones from one of the 2 that I have mentioned in the chats. But yes, yeah, the same map. There you go, Miner. I believe it's one of the ones that are also mentioned in the descriptions. If you guys would like to see a bunch of really cool maps, there is the Dice Grimorium, which is mentioned in the description below on the YouTube side of things, as well as Go Adventure Maps, which is also linked below. It's one of theirs, I'm pretty sure. With all that being said,
I will also BRB briefly so that I can grab the Chinese food that's at our door.
that's perfectly fine.
All right.
He comes to you guys. He mentions that that everything seems hitched up correctly.
Well, that's good.
You got? Are you? I'm going to assume that a couple of you guys kind of stay in, and since you guys have been there for like a day, I'm going to. We'll ask Squeaky if she changed clothes or not when she gets back. But with all of that being said, at this point, all we have to do is go and talk with Dalto. I'm pretty sure that he will be more than happy to help you guys out. And again, I can offer myself to make my way back up to the north with you and clear out the roads for you.
Oh, we'd be very appreciative of that. All this time, I did not catch your name.
No, Falson.
Falson.
He puts his hand out towards you.
I'll shake it. Jin.
Well, thanks a lot, Jin. You helped us out. You helped us out quite a bit. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to try to find some way to get another animal, but until then, we still have the one that is going off with the other caravan. It should be fine. He looks to the rest of you. If anybody else would like to go off and see if you can resupply or anything, we don't have a lot in this village, so a lot of the prices may seem a little bit hiked up. But we do have some forms of rations, and we have some forms of warm clothing and things of that nature for you, mostly made of pelts and things of that nature. But we don't have a lot here. This is mostly just a bit of a surviving place, you know.
I understand that completely.
I'll go and grab Delto. If anybody would like, I'm going off to the. He's off on the docks probably. You guys want to go with him, or do you want to have him go by himself?
I'll go with him to meet the boss man.
I'll go with him too, just so that way you don't say anything that will get us killed.
Luca?
Hey,
We're war heroes because of you. I want to make sure you don't fuck us over.
listen, you're welcome. Number one for your medal. Second of all,
I'm a stay.
Stay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got. I don't know, are we gonna wait for Tristan, Anna?
I guess we can wait.
Considering.
Fine.
I guess I can wait for 2 of my 5 players.
Fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
I have a thing strapped to my head that is making me very lightheaded with having to hold it up.
What? Are you using your hands to hold it up?
No,
Why?
because it's strapped to my head.
You only need one hand to turn the camera.
Screw you. I'm gonna crack my neck. There we go. I can't hear any of you.
Okay, we can talk
there
shit
we go.
about him then.
It's coming back. I can hear you now.
Man, I can't believe Nightshade said all that shit about you.
Hey,
But yes.
first of all, I only called him a loser. Second of all,
Words hurt, Nightshade.
Yes, I'm wearing the VR the VR thing as a headset, so there's no reverb. Also, Dodge, just so you know, there is some reverb, but it's mostly only heard by me because I can hear my own voice through the headphones. This is
Tristan-
terrible. I'm gonna die. I'm kidding.
Tristan's just getting some more soy sauce because the soy sauce Chinese place gives you just isn't good enough for him. But
There's not enough soy for my sauce.
Not enough sauce. You're also getting a headache? A little bit, yes. I am getting a little bit of a headache, but it's fine. I've put the ears of the earbuds away from my head a little bit. It should be fine. We should be fine. Only another 2.5 hours. Let's go.
we are both back though.
Good.
Yeah, it's what happens when the food guys come and the food guys take
And I'm
too long.
busy dying.
Before anything, Squeaky, since you did spend around a day and a half on the road with these people, are we going to assume that you had shown yourself at some point, or are you going to say that you had changed clothes? Remember, if you did change clothes, we would have to roll for you in Kometu.
For the sake of Kometu, she is going to keep the clothes and hope they don't ask questions.
They don't seem to.
Sweet.
As they go about things, they never seem to look at you and be like, "Oh, you're one of us, right? Fucking hey." Mostly because you're fucking probably so pale.
One of us.
I'm also pale as sin.
It's like, oh, it's like fucking whatever. They don't really seem to really notice too much that you have a water tribe garb on. And as he had made his way here, he let you guys know his name was Falson, and that everything came in completely fine, and he's going to go and tell Dalto about it. At which point, Jin and Akira said they were going to go with him, and Luca said that they were not. Does anybody else want to go with Jin and Akira?
Or do something else.
You could also just stay here and look around the city. Again, there's about from what you can tell currently in the city, about, we'll say, 13, 14 water tribe soldiers, and including not including the 4 that just left past you guys, as well as there's about a dozen or 2 what seems like Earth Nation commoners. The only military presence in the entire city seems to be the water tribe.
Which could be a good thing or a bad thing. I'd probably just, I don't know. I'd probably just stick around the Avatar. I could go and see if there's a weapon shop, but I think I'm going to stick around the Avatar in case they're like, hey, who are you, white-haired girl?
He
And
has
we'll be
also
like,
mentioned that
"She's Jim."
he'd also mentioned that the things in the town may seem a little bit overpriced, but they don't have a lot of stock here in the town. So supply and demand is a little bit higher. But he did say that there was shops around here that you guys could go to.
I probably won't worry about it too much then. I'll just stick around the group.
Okay. Mei Lee? You gonna stay here or you gonna go with Jen and Akira?
I'll stay here.
All right. Jen and Akira will make their way away, heading off toward the docks to meet with this Dalto. While that's happening, we see that Captain Lenoa gets out from where he is and just kind of like looks around. It's been a while since we had some of this weather. It's usually either extremely cold or very summer-like back at Nutaku. It's nice breathing in cold air and not having it freeze your lungs.
Oh, that's always pleasant.
He looks around. I'm gonna take Yuki around and see if we can't find something beautiful or something tasty.
Of course.
Get supplies for the entire caravan.
Oh, that too, I guess. Yes. We'll resupply our meats and wares and drink as well. But more of the other thing. Brown. They seem to head off toward the northern part of the city, back toward the more densely populated area. Some of the guards get off and start heading off to chat with some of the Water Tribe soldiers. Again, since this town doesn't have much of an Earth Kingdom presence, the Earth Kingdom soldiers are a bit kind of weary of things. 3 of them stay back with the 2 carriages that are left behind, other than your guys's, and the other 2 go off and chat with the Water Nation soldiers. You guys are left behind. Is there anything you guys would like to do? At the moment, the Avatar is just kind of looking around at the area from the cart, just kind of like watching everybody just like go about things. There doesn't appear to be anything wrong in this area. I don't sense any sort of spirit affecting this place or anything like that.
Then why don't we take a load off? It would actually be a great opportunity for you to experience more of this world.
And it would be a great opportunity to get to know each other better since we kind of got off on the wrong foot. I mean us in general.
She's just like, we did?
Well, some of us did.
Looks around.
And she doesn't get a response.
Yeah. She's looking at Indy Bear.
You fucking... Come on!
Nuan seems to be fine leaving the carriage and going and doing that. Ichibe, you're gonna go with Nuan, I'm guessing, and Mei Lee, you're going as well.
Yeah.
What about you, Luca? Do you want to head off with them?
Sure, I'll follow.
Okay.
We're gonna get to know each other better.
Okay.
You guys leave the 3 carriages in the proper hands of Prim, Slim, and Clem. As you guys head out to go about your different times, is there anything in particular you guys are looking for as you guys head off into the dock city?
The sights.
The sights, I see. You guys make your way off to the side of the city. Let's go ahead and roll really quick. I would like the 3 of you to roll me for your instincts, please, or your insight. My bad.
Inside.
I'm gonna put
7.
one inspiration.
Okay.
First roll is a 6. 6 is my highest roll.
Okay.
Oh god, Ichiban.
With a negative is 5. This is a town.
The 3 of you roll high enough to understand that this is a town. None of you really get anything good of a roll. Let's roll for Nuan. Let's see if we can salvage this. She'll do
Those are
one.
great rolls.
I mean,
She got a 12.
There's nothing stopping us from asking any of the locals.
Definitely not. But this is just for something else. As you guys had started going through, each of you looking off toward different sections, you are able to see several of the sites of this place. You know that there is a masonry in the village. You see that there is a person that is seemingly carving stone and things with his hands instead of with earthbending. He just kind of like waving out towards you guys as you guys passing by. There does appear to be an armory that sells weapons and armor. However, a lot of them seem to be salvaged Water Tribe gear and things of that nature. Some of them are just kind of like regular everyday things, but none of them really seem to be too special other than the Water Tribe gear. All of them seemingly somewhat overpriced. But again, with supply and demand apparently there, it doesn't really seem like this town has a lot of stuff. Other than that, you guys look off toward the right of the docks, as you do see that there is a shrine seemingly there that seems to have fallen into disrepair. But Nuon can't really sense anything from it or notice any sort of spiritual presence from it. Other than that, that's about the only things you guys can see around the docks with those rolls.
Rip.
Well,
You guys are any of those three things something you guys would like to check out?
I don't really need to go to the armory if it's just salvage stuff. I definitely need light weapons, but I'm not worried about it. Not at the moment, at least.
From what you can tell, Water Tribe things seem to be made out of sometimes stone, sometimes bone. At least the Southern Water Tribe stuff. The bone stuff does appear to be somewhat light, but it is also very much the things that are there don't appear to be stealthy weapons at all.
Of course. The most common stone of the Water Tribe, Waterium.
Nah, man, Prismarine. No Minecraft.
So that's a no to the armory. But what about the other two places? You guys want to try to check out the masonry or the shrine?
I mean,
Sure.
the shrine sounds nice, and even if there's no spiritual blah 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 there, doesn't mean we can't offer some nice
Yeah.
prayers.
She'll be like, oh look, another connection to the spirit world. Thanks for showing me something otherworldly, guys. Fuck you.
You guys make your way off to the right of the docks to see if you can head off toward that shrine. As you are doing that, Akira and Jin, you guys seem to step out toward the building that is off from the docks. As soon as you guys step out into that area, you see that Falson seems to like put a hand out to you guys as for you guys to stop as he goes in to seemingly talk to the person that is inside. Yeah, let's just grab this for now. Let's just whatever. It's just fine. Don't worry about it. As eventually he does come out with a second Water Tribe soldier, as he seems to give a bit of a smile off towards you guys and offer his hand. He's like, hey, Dalton. Nice to see you.
It's he'll shake his hand. It's nice to meet you too. Heard so much of.
Oh yeah, some good, I hope.
Good enough.
How are the two of you doing here? I'm guessing it was more than that. He looks back. 3 caravans. Yeah, seems like a bunch of people here.
Well, your people here just got lucky that we stopped by.
More lucky than that. I mean, if all 3 of those caravans are over here, you guys need to restock, right? It's gonna have a bit of a surge in town, I think.
Yeah, we do need a few bit more supplies.
And we will be very happy that you spend your well-earned money here. However, he does look back over at you. You have been told that Falson seems like, yeah, I've told him about the hiked up prices, sir. Right. Again, sorry about that. We aren't really able to convince a lot of the sellers in town to lower their prices much. We try to let them know that we are here to protect them, but they still seem to want to make sure that they watch out for themselves and their families. I'm sure you understand.
Oh, absolutely. You know how people can be. Money.
We haven't got a lot of visitors lately. There's not a lot of port towns that come here. Not a lot of traffic down this way either.
I'm gonna guess with especially with news about Makapu and all kinds of attacks here and there, doesn't help business.
Mount Makapu, you said?
Isn't that Makapu Village? Am I pronouncing it wrong?
No, you said Mount Makapu.
I didn't say mountain.
I thought you said Mount, because I'm like, wait, is
No.
that a mountain?
No, I just said with Makapu Village.
Oh, okay, good. I thought I heard you say Mount Makapu.
Oh.
As like he's looking to you, we did see a destroyed village on the way here, and ever since we've settled in, a lot of potential traders from the east, from Ba Sing Se, don't really decide to come down here, as well as the neighboring village off to the east and to the north, and nobody really seems to make their way down here much. I feel like it has to be a lot our fault, but there's not really a lot of other places for us to go, unfortunately.
You try and smuggle yourselves up north one.
We had thoughts about making our way up to our sister tribe. Unfortunately, my reputation might precede me, and we wouldn't be given the kindest welcome, probably.
Reputation.
I am a general. Well, I used to be in the southern water tribe.
You were a general.
Mm-hmm. Known far and wide, the feared Dalto. Unfortunately, I was into a lot of the raids and such off in the lower Earth kingdoms, as well as a couple off on the Fire Nation, and my name spread far and wide like I wanted it to, but there's not a lot I can do about it now. Once I realized how bad I was doing, I got myself away from there, but the past always comes to haunt you.
Sometimes you can get away with it. Sometimes.
Is that from experience?
I wouldn't know. I don't have a past to talk about.
I wish I could say the same. He looks over toward Akira. What about you, my good sir? You seem to be rather well dressed for being in these parts. Are you making your way to Ba Sing Se?
Oh, yes, sir. I most certainly am.
I know it's hard for Fire Nation around here as well, with everything that had happened and all the rumors going around.
No, I don't think ill will of them.
I'm sure that the people in Ba Sing Se are hospitable. We just actually had a caravan from the Fire Nation go by just a week ago. They appeared to be making their way to Ba Sing Se. A bunch of seemingly soldiers out to try to plead with Ba Sing Se about their innocence.
Emissaries.
Again,
Good.
they're trying to make sure that these rumors of the Fire Nation are kept just as they are, as rumors. I will tell you this: things are rather odd. From what I could tell, I'm sure that Falson had told you about our attack recently.
Yes.
We were attacked by a Fire Nation, by someone of the Fire Nation, at least somebody who was a very experienced firebender. But it was also an air nomad as well. From what we can tell, it didn't seem like any normal Fire Nation raid on our ship. So we can hope that people don't have to worry too much.
Was the airbender wearing Fire Nation garb?
No, that's the problem. It was an air nomad. He just starts thinking to himself, "I'm gonna roll for Dalto."
I was waiting for you to fuck that up.
I did it.
You did it.
2. He just sits here like, let's see here. Rather old man, balding.
Did he have an old bald airbender? Huh? That narrows it down.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Not really a lot I can tell you.
Bald. Did he have any hair on his head?
Well, balding assumes that there is some hair. Not really amazingly perceptive, though. They were quite far away, and we were getting assaulted by air and fire. But I will tell you, there's something weird around that place.
Makapoo?
A little bit further away from that destroyed city. Here, hold on, I have a map. He goes inside, grabs a map, brings it back out. Look over at the map. As he seems to motion off again back toward the area where they had said that they had had shipwrecked. Whenever we had made our way here, I made myself north because I thought I saw there was a settlement up there on the mountains. Once I got up there, though, he seems to just kind of like draw a line up toward the north. There was quite an assortment of people up there. I saw people from not only the Earth Kingdom, but even some members of the Air Nomads, as well as even my own kin. It was rather odd, and whenever I had seen from what I had seen there, and from what we had just experienced from the attack, I may have jumped the gun, but I did put two and two together. There's people of many different nations up there, and we were attacked by something similar. It wasn't a great look for them, you know. That's why we headed off to the east.
Yeah, we've heard about that place.
From what we found out later, it's some sort of a temple or something.
One could call it that, if not desecrated.
Apparently, they're famous for their incense, something like that.
Yeah, it's C grade at best.
Nothing that would really help us in survival, so we just left it at that.
Those are bad people up there. Don't worry about them.
He looks back off toward the two of you. Well, Falson said here that a good reward for you guys would be to send a couple of my guys up to the north with you. I wouldn't mind that. We don't really, again, get a lot of trouble down here. If anyone were to try to come and attack us, we should have plenty of people here to at least send them home. And if they come by sea, well, they better have an equally strong force of the water with them. The only thing that keeps getting on our mind is if, well, this is a port village in the Earth Kingdom. It's a little bit far north than what our normal treks are, but if we are to get attacked by the Southerners again, there's not a lot we can do except pretend to be part of them. If they were to find out who I am, I'll probably be executed on the spot.
Well, you're a general, right? Start strategizing.
I'm not fantastic at that, to be fair. I'm a general because of my war prowess, not because of my mind.
Yeah, he's a general, not a tactician, idiot.
Shut up, Falson.
There was a time off in the Fire Nation. He looks over toward Akira. He's just like, I'm sorry to say this out loud, but you're here. I had found a way to take an entire city on my own. That was the only real reason I ever became a general. They had based their village at the bottom of snow-capped mountains. I sent a good number of my men up there to disturb it, and well, we buried the city under snow.
Did you have to dig out of that?
People survived, of course, but it was a very, very easy victory for us. It helped us settle our first somewhat colony off in the Fire Nation. I wouldn't really call it a colony as much as just a trade post, but it's a bit of a stopping point off from different things. It was almost immediately taken back by the Fire Nation armies, but we got what we came for. It's one of the places that I honestly used to look back on and be like, hell yeah, I'm a great general. And now I look back like, hell yeah, I killed hundreds of people.
I suppose that doesn't sit well with some folk.
Hmm.
I can understand that. But hey, you can't resurrect them now, can you?
No. But you can try to move forward, and that's what me and my men are trying to do. None of the people here were with me at the time. He just got notes over toward Volson. But they all have their own demons from working with the pirates. I'm hoping that eventually we could one day return down to our tribe, or at least find a home in our sister tribe, but until then, the Earth Kingdom's a good home for us. As long as they're willing to hold us.
Well, best of luck with that.
Mm.
If nothing else, I'm sure that you probably have something worth knowing to your sister tribe, the Southern Water Tribe Raiders and all that, right?
Yeah, of course, but I'm worried that as soon as we even try to make our way there, our ships are just going to get sunk on the spot. Potentially, we could make our way there, reveal some of the secrets of the different trade routes and the different attacking schedules that we have. But until the day that I can find my way up there without immediately getting destroyed from being from my own name, then unfortunately we're gonna have to be waiting here. The knowledge in my head is too valuable, after all, to be wasted on a death at the frozen sea.
I'm sure it's worth a king's ransom, if not more.
There was a thought of mine, though, where I was thinking about making my way over to Ba Sing Se. Maybe tell the Earth King the things that are in my brain. But if there's any place that would be weary of any sort of Southern Water Tribe influence, it would be that place. Heading down toward Omashu is completely out of the question as well. There's no way me and my men are capable of crossing that desert.
Give it a shot. I'm sure the desert will treat you.
We sent a scout down about a week or two ago. Haven't heard a single thing about it. He was only supposed to go down toward the Great Divide.
There's your problem.
Either way, if you want a couple of my men, you have them. However, I'd say that at least for the night, you guys should stay here.
We'll do our. I suppose we could do that. Maybe we'll see what the others are feeling like.
The roads get somewhat dangerous at night, but I'm sure that each of you are strong in your own right.
I fucking get dangerous at night.
Oh, strong. We're tough enough. Absolutely.
All right then. If you need me, I'll be out here. Looking toward our. He motions over toward all the tiny boats. Our marine endeavors.
Yeah. Well, I don't. That is something. That's right. The Armada. I'm a little bit intimidated here. I'm not gonna look at all that.
You don't have to rub my face in it.
I don't have to, but come on.
That's fine.
Right?
He makes his way off to the end of the docks. He just kind of like motions towards you guys. Is there anything else you guys would like to say to him or talk to him about before he makes his way out?
If you could get into Ba Sing Se, you'd be willing to spill all your guts out about the Southern Raiders, right?
If I was able to get into Ba Sing Se and have any sort of talk to with the Earth King, you better believe my lips are not sealed. I am willing to blab everything. I don't know. Again, I'm not a big tactician or anything, but I was told some very interesting things. One of them very interesting to a certain nation. He kind of like darts his eyes over toward Akira.
Is that right?
I have a question for you. Do you know what gives the do you know what gives waterbenders their power?
I think I heard once something about the moon.
You're a lot well versed than me. I only heard about it a couple of weeks ago, whenever I deserted.
What did you think gave you your...
He just shrugs. A couple months back, I overheard a plan over toward the Fire Nation. And that's whenever I learned about the more spiritual aspects of my bending. And I'll tell you now, there's something that I need to tell someone important, and I can't let myself die before I say it. And unfortunately, he looks to the two of you, it's something far too important to let anyone else know.
Fair enough. Maybe you don't need to die. Don't worry about it. About that kind of thing, but maybe we could... Well, I'll see if I can arrange something.
I'm gonna make my way back over here then. Oh, one more thing. You were given payment for the wheels, right?
Yes, we were given payment.
Falson's right here, so if you'd have said no, he'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah, I figured.
He just looks to you. Well, if you're already given payment, I guess I don't need to. He looks back toward the ships. Come speak to me before you get, whenever you guys have a chat with each other and figure out if you're leaving tonight or not.
Right.
I might have something for one of you guys.
I'll make sure to talk to them right away.
He makes his way off to the end of the dock.
Thanks for everything. And as
Falson looks to you guys. He's just like, I'm gonna take care to take this map back in here, and if you guys need anything, I'm right here.
Right. Oh, we'll just see to ourselves for now.
He gives you guys a wave and heads off into the room that he had gotten Dalton back.
We're gonna leave the docks and just gonna say to Akira, like lowly, as they're walking up. Now, I think I might be off to get us into even more trouble. But this is pretty juicy, Akira. Don't you think?
It is quite the development. What should we do with this?
Ooh, imagine all the brownie points we could get if we actually, by some twisted miracle, actually get an audience with the Earth King of all things, and we hand him over all this delicious information. If we were treated as heroes before, we might get a bigger cut than I thought. Plus, it gives us access to probably one of the fanciest places in the entire Earth Kingdom, if it's only for a small amount of time. And the best part is, you, my little nobleman, get to take credit for helping save your nation from horrid catastrophe that only the highest known person could ever hope to know. Clearly, it's very important. It involves your people. So,
You know, you really do sound like a villain sometimes.
oh, sometimes I'm wounded. I must try harder in the future. And I prefer the term realist and opportunist. And also villain. I like that word.
And also the one you said.
But am I wrong?
You're not wrong. Certain moral qualms have me at bay, but This is for the journey. This is for the Avatar's journey, so we can only do so much.
It's true. But we'll talk it over with the group. We'll see what they all think. I don't get to decide everything after all. I'm just a vagrant. But slumming my way across the country.
And I'm but a simple nobleman. Apparently all we do is sit in our ivory towers all day and watch the little people squander.
Ivory, I would think your people would sit in towers made of obsidian.
You'd think that, but no.
Oh, look at
It's
that.
only
You learn something new every day.
I must try that, though, in the future.
Living in an obsidian tower.
Studying anything.
Good luck. And I think we're going to make our way back to the group now.
Okay.
I think so, too.
Other group, you guys make your way over toward the shrine that is off to the side of the docks. Upon getting there, you guys do notice that the shrine itself seems to be, again, like Nuwan said, she even getting closer, she's like, I don't sense any spiritual whoozy what's it's here. You do see that there is some tribute here. Inside of seemingly a bit of a collection disc, there appears to be a collection of 15 silvers and 30 coppers, as well as, from what you guys can see, different fruits and other such like small scavenged foods and stuff there as well, including nuts and dried meats. As you guys see this in this large disc, all those things, all of them seem to have been freshly put here.
Maylee's gonna pull out a little bit of change and throw some into the disc too, and put her hands together.
Well, just because there's no spiritual what's-it-who's it's here doesn't mean we can't offer a prayer.
I mean, I don't see why.
True.
Clap, clap. She just
Clap, clap. I pray that in the future we'll all get chances to know each other better so that we can depend on each other when things get tough.
How much are you throwing in?
1 silver and 2 copper.
Put it
I think
over
I
here.
pulled out the money.
Put it over here at the meteor munch, or over here at the device. So 1 silver and 2 coppers.
Yes.
Is anyone else putting anything in?
I put a cabbage.
You put a cabbage in.
I put a cabbage.
You put the oh no, the cabbage. You bring your
Oh,
cabbage
no.
that you had lovingly rolled, and you place it in. Actually, hold on. Okay, anybody else put anything in?
No, I'm too distracted by what fucking Mei Lee said.
What'd you say,
I'm
Millie?
gonna fucking cross my arms and be like,
Well, no, I'm not gonna do it.
you already said it. You already said it. You can't take it back.
I know, no. I'm doing the Pengu meme where he just crosses his arms angrily, like, well, no, I'm just not gonna do it.
Nuam
Okay.
doesn't know why you guys are doing it, but she will copy Mei Lee's donation.
Mei Lee.
Opens
Just
an eye.
because I'm not willing to share my own body does not mean that I do not care for your well-being.
Well, what are we talking about?
I haven't the faintest idea either, and I'll just look away.
I'm just pulling your leg, Ichibe. Lighten up a little bit.
I feel like all of this is just going to be to whoever tends to the shrine, but I mean, I guess. Congratulations, whoever tends to the shrine. Claps her
Hi.
hands twice.
It's better than stealing it from people.
As she
The
looks
question
to
is,
it,
who do they dedicate themselves to?
as she looks to it, she's going to see the cabbage. She's gonna look up from there. She's gonna look at the creature depicted in the shrine. You guys look to it as well. It appears to be it appears to be a very large snake-like creature, as from looking at it. As you guys see it, it seems to have a very long like almost whiskers on the depiction. It looks very similar to to depictions of a dragon. However, from what you guys can tell looking at it, it seems to be depicting rising from the sea.
Do I recognize
No.
this?
The only person who even have a chance, I think, at recognizing this would be Jin.
Wow.
You don't
all right.
think my brain is big enough? No.
No, it's just very particular to the Earth Kingdom.
Cool.
At this point, Jin and Akira, you guys would be done with your conversation, making your way over toward the others as they are doing their shriny goodness.
Yay. So, I guess we just walk on up to the shrine. I mean, I guess I'll ask. Do I notice this dragon picture?
Well, I mean, first off, you're at the shrine. Do you are you paying too much attention to it?
Not really.
There you go.
So, it's just a shrine. Probably to like some badge or something.
Hey, Jen, leave an offering and a prayer to the owner of the shrine, and totally not the spirit, because Neon doesn't sense one.
It'll just reach to his little pocket and throw like 4 coppers in there.
Jin,
yes,
as
we
you
did it.
do, as you pull out the coppers and get close enough to toss it in, you notice a familiar look to this shrine. You've seen a shrine very similar to this one before, because you used to yourself go and check out different shrines before, correct?
Yeah, we can call it that.
You find something interesting as you look to the small depiction of this creature rising from the water. You see below it what appears to be a sign on a very small part of the statue. It seems to read "Abandon Hope."
Huh.
You recognize that, and then you look up toward the creature as you realize this is a very miniature version, from what you can tell, of the Shrine of the Serpent's Pass.
What's so funny?
Because if you look at the map, if you look at the map, Jin,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's right
I
there.
wonder where you're at.
Oh, they'll put the coppers away and like toss a silver.
He's like,
Oh.
nope.
No way! I didn't realize we were actually this.
You want to
That's
give you want to toss in a silver? You said.
Yeah,
Hand it over.
we pull one out of the bag. There we go. That's the serpent of the titular serpent's past. We're actually, I think, on the coast of that very lake.
Is that a problem?
It's this
funny?
it's this giant sea serpent that devours everything that tries to that crosses the land bridge that connects this part and the northern half of the Earth Kingdom.
And that's
with the
funny?
southern half. It's hilarious. They built a
I don't-
shrine to it. Trying to appease it, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, you've seen other shrines being built that are very strange.
Yes. I just wasn't expecting this one.
I mean,
Uh.
faith is one thing, but there's no cure for fools.
So this is
Well-
less of for a spirit and more for tribute to a beast.
In a sense, for all I don't know, not for all we know it is, but all I know is that it eats people. So,
So it's not gonna like that cabbage?
I might.
I mean,
I'm
there's
sure it's
apples and other
probably
things in there as well.
And
Maybe
I'm sure
it's not
eaten,
too picky.
and I'm sure it's eaten tons of merchants of all kinds of fruits and vegetables.
Again, even if it is a beast, I'm sure it's not going to come onto land and take this stuff. I'm sure it just goes to whoever keeps the shrine.
No, absolutely. People, it's
And
unless
shouldn't
they
they
toss
be
it in the
rewarded
lake.
for such a good job?
I guess
Maybe they use the money to send out tribute to it or something.
I have no
It
idea.
seems like a dangerous job at that point.
I mean, I've seen all kinds of weird shrines, of weird customs, but I don't think they give money to serpent. If they kill water or any of the past, they're gonna die.
I mean, maybe that's why no one's here right now.
Yeah. You would have to be actually suicidal to try and cross this lake. Oh boy.
As you
What are the
say,
ben-
you would have to be actually suicidal to actually cross this lake. You guys notice that beyond the shrine, you guys see what appears to be. Let me.
A
find
suicidal
it.
person.
Of course.
You see a guy with a noose around his neck rowing out.
Oh, jeez.
Floater.
Oh, look at that. It's Sui, mixidal.
Whoop. You guys see what appears to be a woman. Again, dressed similar to what you guys can remember being air acolytes. However, she is very much looking as if she's much older than them, up into her 40s or 50s. She seems to just be meditating far off beyond the shrine.
Quick jumper and look into her mouth.
Hi, we're a wandering band of dentists.
All of us, every single one of us. She's an apprentice. She's learning how. She's learning our ways.
I got in trouble for being on a thing. What's a dentist?
Don't you'll worry about that when your mouth starts hurting for no reason.
No, you can see that there is an acolyte a little bit further off in her 40s or 50s, seemingly just meditating beyond the shrine. As you say that you have to be somewhat suicidal, you hear what appears to be a coming from her.
You mean like that?
I think that one over there is a green.
As you address her, you do see that she opens one of her eyes to look at you guys and then just kind of closes it. As she does. Your tributes are always welcome. Thank you very much. It will help on the next voyage.
I'm sorry, voyage?
Mm-hmm.
To where?
To protect this place, of course.
I'm sorry.
You
Is this
actu-
place not protected by a giant sea serpent?
No, Jin just explained that it's not.
Protected by a giant sea serpent? No, I would not say that thing protects us as much as, well, any sort of animal would protect any sort of insect around it, to be fair. Although its presence here does stop a lot of aggression toward this place.
Oh no, I do apologize. I didn't mean protecting its people. I meant protecting its territory.
If that's the case, then perhaps you could say that. However, that's only if this creature remains, well, pacified around this area. Every month I send out a large assortment of items toward the great beast, and I watch as it devours it all from the safety of my port, of course. Once a month, that creature makes its way up to the north. If it sees, well, anyone here, then it usually goes haywire unless there is some sort of tribute attributed to it. Luckily, she motions toward the food. Most of that he doesn't go for, so I just tend to keep it for myself. But for the rest of it, he motions to the money, that is very good in helping me obtain any sort of food for the creature. Although, she just gives a bit of a shrug, last month was rather hard.
In what way?
Well, the prices in this town have gone up, you see. I've not really been able to attribute a lot of food toward the creature. And whenever I saw it last, it seemed to be disgruntled, but satisfied to an extent.
You're not worried that it's gonna start turning on you next time?
If it wishes to turn on me, I have very much given myself to it decades ago. If that beast ever decides to kill me, it is its right. I have gotten a lot further toward this creature than most people could ever hope to in their lives. If it ever were to turn on me, then, well, I would just hope that it remembers the rage it has whenever it devours me. It is a true form of immortality, don't you think? A creature that will outlive even the greatest of beings. If it remembers me, then...
You know, I actually do get that. In a way.
Interesting. Most people usually spend this time looking around you, looking after you guys, looks over at Nuan, having a face similar to hers. As Nuan's just like what? You wanted to eat you? What? Anyway, but if you do truly understand what I think, I guess that makes sense with your generous donation.
I donate more, but we also got to keep feeding ourselves out.
Of course. And you're not to be staying in this place long, are you? She looks over toward Nuan and Mei Li. Thank you both as well for your generous donations.
Yeah.
I can usually tell by the sounds nowadays exactly what drops into the tribute. She looks over at Luca. I appreciate yours as well, I guess.
Let me take a look in my coin purse.
I haven't met an heir known sass before.
Oh, that was a long time ago. I've long since left the temples and following after the Airbenders' teachings. But it does, she kind of like motions to her garb, it does help get the point across as far as a shrine. A shrine needs its maiden after all. Although, after this amount of time, I can hardly clarify as that either.
Really? You're still not a pure, robust maiden in your own right?
She looks over towards you. There has been quite a lot of, well, thrill-seeking in my life. You'd have to be somebody with some sort of a thought for that if you want to come near this great beast. There's not a lot left of a pure maiden inside of these robes, but
How
it does help
scandalous.
the aesthetic.
How scandalous.
Akira is going over to the donation box.
She has fully admitted to being a hoe.
What you doing, Akira?
I drop in 2 silver, 1 copper.
I firebend all of it and melt it all. I'm kidding.
Into one super coin.
2 silver, 1 copper, you said?
Yeah, I put it on the burner.
Okay. She looks to you. My, thank you very much.
I do it out of respect.
That is probably the highest donation I've gotten this past month.
This
I
is
would
really
d-
that bad. That makes sense. Hopefully
Every
it'll
li-
pass in time.
Every little bit helps.
I agree. Once the people in this city realize that a disgruntled beast of the sea is something they don't want to live near, I'm sure the donations will go back up again. I just hope that I'm able to live through at least 1 more month of this. Although, again, if I'm not, it would be a nice last thought to know that this village would be close behind.
I love the way you think.
She gives a nod towards you, Akira, and a smile.
I can't really tell, but I just take a bow.
It's
I can tell
like,
the nod.
I don't
can't
know
tell
if you
she's-
smiled. I know you nod though.
I know
I'll
you
nod
nodded.
back.
I have no idea if you smiled. Facial features elude me forever.
Maybe one day you'll know what an eyebrow is.
One day I'll remember what an eyebrow is.
I trust that each of you do understand if you ever find something like this again. Most of us who take care of these shrines are trying to help. However, those of us who do worship at the shrines of these great beasts, they have to be a little, well, different. Try not to judge. Cyan Gemini just gave $4 money for the sea serpent. 2 more silver drop down into the thing from the sky. I was like, oh, thank you.
Thanks, Jesus.
Thanks, whoever that was. Much
Hello,
appreciated.
Mormon Jesus.
Praise the serpent.
Well, what's your take about all your new neighbors setting up shop in here?
My new neighbors. Oh, you mean the boys from below.
Mm-hmm.
Not really a lot I can say about them, to be fair. They are rather duteous people until they have their drink, of course.
Oh, you know how people get.
There's still fighters in them yet, even if they do call themselves deserters. To be fair, however, I would say that I don't exactly completely agree with them.
A difference in philosophy.
Philosophy, I guess you could call it that. There's not really a great word for, well, treating people like utter crap.
Is that so?
The last people who came into this village were a lot like all of you, very differing in their backgrounds and appearances. I would say that these pirates are very superstitious. Let's be fair, they said that they were attacked by people of a group of various benders. I would keep an eye out. You all fit that bill very well, do you not?
I guess we kind of do. But we have shown we're willing to help them.
That is very true. It's just too bad for the others who could not show that they were willing to help, I guess.
Well, it's life, you know. They are alive, right? Did they live, or did they use motion? Like, does that motion of, like, you know...
I keep myself to my shrine. I could not tell you the fate of any people who come into this village. I barely care, to be fair. I mostly care about making sure the entire village isn't wiped off the map.
Enough. Oh, poor bastards, all the same, I suppose. Well, maybe they'll calm down with time, or maybe the serpent will eat.
We shall definitely see. She just kind of stands there and gives you guys a bit of a emotion. You guys can stay or you guys can go. She does not seem to have too many cares at the moment. However, if nobody's planning on putting any more tribute in, she just seems to close her eyes.
Well, actually, as much fun it has been, we have some things to talk about before we all start deciding whether we're staying. So, thank you for your time, priestess.
She gives a nod. Ronan Lost gives another $2. I thought when he melted the entire city block Diona was on, he could see details for once. That's to Akira. He could, but that's because he did an extremely high amount of firebending. He can't do that all the time.
Yeah.
I will consider that a good explanation for things. But there you go. That's to Akira. Ping. Does anybody else have any questions for this lady?
No. At least I don't.
Nope.
I got nothing.
Yeah,
Okay. She just kind of like waves waves as you guys go to leave. A little thing goes up in the top left of the screen. The serpent will remember this. I'm kidding.
The serpent will remember you fed it. That may or may not be a good thing.
The Serpent Keeper just kind of like waves to you as you guys make your way away.
All right. So we have some stuff to talk about. Where to start? Well, we're free to stay here the night, if we so desire to. And, so, listen. In the off chance that, well, we're not with the captain right now, right?
No, you guys are all together, the 6 of you.
So, in the off chance that that maniac actually gets us over the Earth King, right? We may want to bring this leader of theirs along with us. Apparently, he has very vital information about the Southern Water Tribe's movements and plans, and they for some reason involve the Fire Nations.
Fire Nation's what?
Fire Nation specifically in some way.
There you go.
Yeah. So we just need to bring him, if anything. Imagine the clout we could get if we bring that kind of information. It's probably far more credible than just a bunch of random people sinking a boat, you know? Some real information. What do you all think?
You skipped out a little bit for me there.
What did you miss?
Like,
He's
All of
talking
it?
about the Southern Water Tribe going to the Fire Nation for some reason.
yeah. And then it was like, it'd be beneficial to have him with us because, and then that's when he started skipping out.
Because, some actually real threat, like real vital information could do us better than just a random lie I told some idiot captain.
Yeah, you're right. We could have just been a wandering mahjong club.
It's so... Listen. You're gonna keep bringing that up. We'll never do
Oh,
that.
until
can do
you're
that.
dead.
Listen. We'll do that for the next bit when we dump these people off at Ba Sing Se, alright? If we need another bit. We're probably gonna need another bit. I don't know how to play Mahjong.
It's like that's just the reason. It's just like, guys, I can't play Mahjong.
I have no idea how to play that.
I can't either.
At least my story had us burn the evidence.
Yeah, but we could say we're still learning. I didn't say we were a good one.
Do
Yeah,
you think
fuck,
we
damn it.
do you think we should worry about bringing someone else with us? I mean, we're also planning on going to those other towns, right?
We also can't risk another person knowing she's the Avatar.
We don't...
To be
Listen.
fair, I mean, I still think that if there is very vital information, like what you said he has, that I wouldn't... it seems important.
It does, and to be fair, these people seem to have been attacked by the Black Rings anyway, so they're clearly not going to be on their side. They wandered up towards that abbey to the west, decided to just ignore it because it's not worth wasn't worth the effort. So these people aren't friends of our enemies, so for now we might as well make use of them.
The
At least
enemy
the-
of my enemy is my friend?
Until that enemy is dead. And it's just the one. He's not going to bring his entire entourage with him.
I mean, when we consider the fact that we're still not dead yet and we've been around them, I guess we can trust your judgment in this case.
Yeah, we proved ourselves useful, which is more to say than those other bastards.
That is something that needs to be brought up, though. I mean, what did happen to those other people that the priestess mentioned?
Oh, maybe old habits die hard. Maybe not as hard as those other people, but we'll see. We'll ask him. I have to talk to him about something anyway before we decide to stay or leave. Apparently, he might have something worthwhile besides the information. And we do need to resupply. I'll explain that we're going to be taking some detour. makes you feel better.
Mm.
We are still going to deal with that spirit, whether we can deal with it or not. We'll see when we get there.
I still don't entirely know what I can do, even if I do find that village. If they think that only an avatar can defeat it, then there's not really a lot that I can do.
Well, you're clever enough. You'll think of something. We'll think of something. We'll deal with it.
Mm.
Been doing since we've all met up. You think in 4 months we get our act together?
I mean, the biggest thing that I can really think about, and I know that I know it isn't the best thing to think about, but if an entire village is already destroyed, what more can it do?
Find another one.
Mm.
Look, I only want to go there because it's an African thing. And yet, if you truly want my opinion, I say let it eat everyone at once.
And see, that's not nice, Jin.
It's not. That's the point. But who knows when we're gonna find another chance to deal with. You have to do this sooner or later, right?
Maybe whenever I can actually move a rock for once.
You've been making progress. Slow, but you've been making it.
How much progress?
You've made a crack in the earth.
That's a start.
Yeah, you made me drop my pastry on the ground, by the way.
I've not done anything like that.
You have.
Jin
thought
has no reason. Jin has no reason to lie. If he says if you're worthless, he'll tell you.
I would not. I
Jin
would
has
never.
no reason to lie. If he thinks you're worthless, he'll tell you you're worthless.
It's true. Also, I won't. I would never lie about my pastry being destroyed. How dare you insinuate that?
I've seen your work firsthand. He is not joking.
Indeed, you are the master of destroying pastries.
You can't see.
I'm simply adding to the conversation. I don't know what I'm talking about. What's
He
going
can
on?
Speak. Just because he can't see it doesn't mean he can't speak. Mei Li, stop fucking being racist.
It's not racist.
Me, racist? Mister, I won't cuddle with you because I don't know you, you filthy airbending bitch.
Yeah,
You
fuck
know-
you. I'm racist to airbenders.
He never said the word bitch.
Fucking hate you.
fucking what's racist to airbenders? You fucking dirty airhead.
Exactly. That's the worst. Fuck you. That's the worst thing you could have said to me.
Airhead candy is fucking terrible.
Is Airheads just like a candy made to insult airbenders?
All right, let's stop knocking people over.
Happy made of Mei Li salty.
Okay. Moving on. Let's realign ourselves. Christ. Oh, we have ADHD. Jesus fucking Christ. So anyway, so, whew. So I don't give a crap, but we gotta deal with this dragon. So I'll teach you how to
Explain to
lift
me
a
how
rock
I'm
on the
supposed to
way.
deal with it.
Talk to it. Reason with it.
Bend at it.
Physically throw a rock at it. I don't know.
The Ona said
Alright.
that. it
I thought
probably-
you were going to say physically please it. I don't know.
Why the fuck?
The Ona said that it probably keeps a memory just like hers does. It's gonna know that I'm the one that scarred it.
It's gonna know that your past life was one that scarred it.
You could try and argue with.
Mm. That's not even the problem right now.
Hmm.
Okay.
The problem is you said you wanted to bring that man to Ba Sing Se, right? Are we going to or not?
You already know my stance on it.
If it makes you feel better, we could tie him.
Perhaps we should all hear what he has to say then instead of just what Jin said?
We could.
It makes no difference to me.
Hmm.
Mm.
he wants us to meet. He wants to meet to discuss some other kind of reward after we say yes or no to staying or going tonight.
Mm.
So
She just looks over. If you guys want to talk to him again, I'm good with that. I don't know if we can make light of the information, but I'd also like to know a little bit more about it.
look at that. That's smart.
Mm.
You're doing good. So, are we staying or are we going?
Hmm. You know, I'm with Luca.
Luca said she wanted to leave, right?
I don't think Luca's mentioned either leaving or going. Or leaving or staying.
I was gonna
She's
say,
mentioned
wait,
about
my
not taking
stance
the
So
is
like,
screw
what
them
are
and
you
we
with Luca
go.
with there, Maylee?
She's just like, I'm with Luca. Whatever Luca says, I'm going with it.
Oh, okay.
Because the first time she was on Luca's side too, it was like, don't
Right
help
now,
them.
Jin seems to ask, "Are you guys wanting to stay the night here, or are you guys wanting to leave now? Are you guys wanting to leave before the night?" Is what Jin's saying.
I would personally stay because nighttime gets fucking cold.
Kira wants to stay.
That is
Jin,
true.
what about you? You want
I
to
wanna
stay the
hear
night,
what
Jin,
they-
or do you want to leave? Or do you want to leave now?
I'm willing to do what the group says. I want to know what they say first.
Okay. What about you, Ichibe?
If you are all tired, we should spend the night here.
Luca?
I say go.
Luca and Mei Li are saying go. Ichibe and Akira are saying stay. What are you saying, Jin? You can't opt out anymore.
Yep. Well, I think we should also be hitting the trail soon later.
You're having some mic problems today, my dude.
Yeah, you've been skipping a lot.
Yeah.
How's your
Thanks.
input sensitivity? You there? Hello?
He's dead,
He
Jin.
might have unplugged and replugged. He's probably like replugging in his mic again or something.
Hello?
Hello.
You hear me?
Are you messing with the Discord stuff, or are you messing with your mic stuff?
Both.
All right, just go to user settings in Discord,
Yeah, I'm in the
Vo-
voice thing.
voice and video.
Yep.
What is your thing at the bottom for input sensitivity? What is that at?
It's
How big is the yellow bar?
let me check. It's pretty. I guess it's pretty big.
Compared to the green bar?
Yeah.
Bring that down. Bring the yellow bar tinier.
All right.
Do you have it now? Do you have it off to? Do you have the green bar bigger than the yellow bar?
I think so. Yeah.
Are you seeing above the bars? What does it say above the bars?
Input and output. Not the right thing. I
No,
don't know what I'm
not the
looking
right
at here.
Leave your input and output alone. Just leave that alone. Down below that, it should say somewhere. It says automatically determine input sensitivity.
Mm-hmm.
Turn that off. That should be
Uh-huh.
gray.
Okay, so the yellow bar is way bigger than the green one.
All right, bring the yellow bar back. Bring it to like -64.
Hey, 65.
That's fine too.
I didn't hear what you said.
I
So
said that's fine
set
too.
that. All right.
Keep it there. Like when it automatically determines it, it skips you out. So that's why the sensitivity is how loud you can be in your mic before the mic actually like tells us things. Like you could even put it down below further than that if you'd like. I keep mine at around 64, 65.
All right.
or negative 640. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, just do
Alright.
that. It should be fine now. Before you were automatically doing it, so that's probably why it was doing that.
Probably.
With that being said, what were you
Alright.
saying? You
So,
said stay or go.
We should I guess we shouldn't suffer here longer than we need to. I agree. Hopefully the captain and Yuki are actually off getting getting useful stuff for us, not just trouncing around, seeing the sight. Puts up one hand with the air quotes.
It seems like Ichibei and Akira that the others want to leave and not stay the night.
Okay.
Is that fine with the two of you?
Yep.
Okay.
With that being taken care of, there is still one last part of our reward to collect. And you all want to hear him out yourselves, so I don't care about that, but we should get that sorted sooner than later, don't you think?
Yep.
She looks over toward the others. Is everybody wanting to go and chat with Dalto?
I'll go meet this Dalto man.
I have no qualms with it.
Shake
Yeah,
my
I'm s-
hips,
Yeah, I'm
flutter my
fine.
eyelashes, make my way downtown.
You guys have
Walking
decided
past
to
faces
not.
passing home down.
You guys have decided to not stay in the area too much longer, so you guys immediately make your way back down toward the docks toward Dalto. Upon doing so, you guys do see that he seems to be off at the end of the dock. He seems to be going at one of the ropes, trying to tie the boats to each other, things of that nature. As you guys approach, he does look back upon hearing the footsteps on the dock. Ah, didn't expect to see you guys so soon. Haven't seen a couple of you. Name's Dalto. He puts his hand out toward Luca.
Luca's gonna look away.
Okay, over toward Melee.
Hi, I'm Maylee.
Both of you are leaving me hanging, I see. All right.
What? Oh! Oh! I did it! No, don't do that! Don't do that to me!
Do you shake his hand?
Yeah, she just shakes his hand and then grabs with the other one. She's like,
Hi, I'm Maylee.
Hey, Melee.
I've heard so much about you.
He looks back to the others. He looks over toward Ichibei. He kind of puts a hand out toward him. And you?
My name is Ichibei.
He looks over towards you, Ichibei. You actually notice beneath the helm that he kind of eyes you a little bit more than the others for a second. More Fire Nation, I see.
I was born and raised there, yes.
And you? He motions over toward Nuan. Nuan just kind of like takes a hand as well as he like goes over to shake. And she's just like, Nuan. Kind of eyes her for a second as well and then goes back over towards you guys. Because you guys came so early and one of you seems a little bit less than happy with me, I'm guessing you guys have decided to leave.
You know how things go. We're on a tight schedule.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Again, I'm perfectly fine with you guys taking some of my guys up north. I have been thinking about it though, and I was kind of wanting to ask you guys, where all you guys planning on going after you go north? I'm guessing the only place you guys can really head for up north is either to the ports or heading over toward the mining village.
You were hoping to stop by the mining village.
Hmm.
A little deep tour.
I'd be careful if I were you. There was a big, how can I say it? A loud cracking sound over up north a little bit ago, about a week or so back.
Really?
Sounds like there might have been some sort of a problem up on the mountain. Again, it's almost like he looks over at Luca. You would understand. Remember whenever, I don't know if that happens the same way in the north, but whenever like some parts would crack off in the ice, very loud, deafening almost. I guess I'm not getting far with you. I understand.
There's no response.
Okay, never mind. So, take my word for it. He just turns to the rest of you.
That does sound like a bad omen.
Ah, that kind of a loud noise, I'd only expect something either happened in the mine or something happened on the mountain.
With our luck, it would be both.
If you guys are planning on going there, he motions over toward him, over toward Falson. Me and Falson can make our way up there with you. Again, to clear the roads out for you.
Well, I think that while your offer is extremely generous of you, you probably are better off staying here and helping your men set up base here.
There's
All
not a
things
lot
are-
we can do till our second caravan comes back, but I mean, I guess if you guys don't need any help. I mean, Falson already offered to head up there with you guys. If you don't want it, that's fine. Kind of just like looks over him, all of you. Things were a little bit more hospitable earlier, weren't they?
Well, things are a bit complicated,
I get you. Don't worry about it. I understand.
especially now.
He just puts his
We've
hand
heard
up
about
towards you, Jen. I understand. Don't worry about it. You guys head up north. Hopefully, whatever that sound was, or any of the roads up there aren't going to be too heavy for you.
Oh. All right. So, before anything, Delta, my compatriots want to know a little more about what you were talking about with going to Ba Sing Se.
Oh,
We may be taking a few detours here and there, but our ultimate goal is that city. But you understand.
You're wanting to ask what I know. Again, I don't want to just give that out to anybody. Unfortunately, he looks again over each of you guys. You guys are from a wide variety of places, aren't you? Kinda.
Quite a menagerie.
He just kind of like shrugs. It's kind of hard to trust. It's kind of hard to trust people like you traveling around right now, especially after what happened to us.
Right. We know about. We've heard from a local what happened with the last group of
No?
interesting people. We didn't hear the ending.
He just kind of like looks you over as he does. Well, if you're wondering, the last group that came down here, group of a couple of water nation, an earthbender, and an air nomad, as well as again that other group that I'd told you about before, the ones heading off toward Ba Sing Se, the Fire Nation ones. They were kind enough, easily able to go past us. I'm sure they probably made it to the city by now. But the others, well, they started asking a lot of questions. Came into the city, asking what was going on, asking people if we've been taking them over. It's a real big shit show, you understand?
So rude.
I went up and told them eventually, after they started making too much of a ruckus in here, that they weren't allowed here.
Did they take kindly to that?
Not really. They made their ruckus, we made ours.
And what
That's how things
happened
go.
to them?
Kind of like looks over at Nuan. Last I heard, they were heading off toward Taku.
I'm sure they got in just fine, and unless they couldn't pay the toll that was there just a while back.
Unfortunately, that was none of our business.
Of course. Not saying it should have been. They want to hear what you have to say about whatever you want to talk about with that, and see if it's a good idea to offer you maybe the small chance of actually meeting anyone worthwhile in Ba Sing Se. Can't say
Well,
we're gonna get anything in
like
the
I'd
end.
mentioned earlier, I'd love to go and let my sister tribes know, but, looks over at Luca, as we can plainly tell, that's probably not going to happen. Other than that, if I were to see the Earth King, again, as a general in the army, I know of all the different outside trade routes. I know of the schedules of each of the attacks, if not to the day, at least to the month. And well, again, I know of the thing that made me desert the place. And I'll tell you now, I didn't desert it out of the kindness of my heart. I deserted it mostly because I didn't understand quite what was going on. I didn't understand the fact that the information that we had gotten seemed to go so well with how, he looks up to the sky, people like us rise and set with the moon. You understand?
Whatever was going to happen was going to give your people a big enough advantage they could think about attacking the whole Fire Nation.
If not the whole nation, quite a chunk of it. Again, I can't really say much else, though. Whenever I was thinking back at it, our glorious leader, ever since he came back from that desert, he was never the same.
What?
He always had all these ideas after coming back. Again, it scared me and my men.
What on earth? Why was he even in the Siwon Desert? What could
Said he
possibly-
found something there. Some kind of ruin.
Lots of things in the desert. You can see where one ruin is worth anything.
He shrugs. I'm only telling you what I know.
He didn't happen to say where it was, did he?
I'm not, again, somebody who's any great tactician. I'm not any sort of big asset to those kind of conversations. All I heard was what was going to happen. And once I heard that, I knew it was something that I could not take a part in. First chance me and my crew got, we breached off from the path. And it's almost lucky that our ship was taken down. Again, if we would have made our way up to the north like we had planned, we probably would have never made it to shore. Isn't that right, sister? Looks at Luca.
No response.
Well, Jin just kind of looks around at everyone. I only got one answer. Well, the rest of you.
If you don't want the information from me, then maybe you'll understand if you ever hear about it from someone else. That desert has a lot of answers for you. If you ever make your way there, find that ruin of his.
Did you wake up to that?
I was really trying not to bring that up. I didn't want to interrupt the thing. But Jin's asking everyone, did you all hear like more info on what you wanted to hear about? What do you all think? Oh,
We
we
can
know.
definitely keep an eye on those ruins if we ever end up in the desert.
And if we're lucky, we won't.
Falson, bring the map. Falson makes his way back out, looks to each of you, just kind of like gives you guys a nod. You see that he was preparing to leave with you guys. He seems to have a bunch of like pouches and stuff on him. However, you're staying behind with me, friend. Let me see that, though. He goes and points on the map. As he does, he seems to point dead center into the map, along the desert. Somewhere around here seems to be some kind of an oasis. Don't matter the little spot there. That's ketchup.
Why is it blue?
If you find an oasis, you're almost there. Apparently, make your way off to the northeast. Potentially around about a day or so's travel. Apparently, you can find some sort of spire sticking out from the sand.
Neat.
Huh.
Never heard of any ruins? Aren't you from the desert, Jin?
From around. Deiko, do I have any idea what the fuck he's talking about?
You do have an idea what the fuck he's talking about. However, it's something that you also know nobody really finds. I've talked to you about this before whenever we were making your character. It's something that you know exists in the desert. You just don't know anyone who's ever found it. It's apparently some sort of an ancient library.
Oh, I've heard of it. It's just
Knowledge is power.
It's just hard to understand because no one finds that place.
He shrugs. You can call my brave and fearless leader a nobody if you want. Just don't do it to his face.
Well, now we can say we know a guy who knows a guy.
I guess.
That's more than most people can say, right?
Yeah, more than most people. An oasis.
If you can find an oasis somewhere in the center of the desert, it's about a day or two travel off to the northeast. You have to keep your eyes open, though, and keep yourselves well hydrated, I'm guessing. It wouldn't hurt to have a waterbender with you, but at the same time, it'd probably be the worst place for one of our kind to ever be.
Hey, I wouldn't call your brave and fearless leader a nobody, but I will call him insane.
Do you hear that, Luca? It'll be a case for an extreme thirst.
Worst comes to worst, you can just drink the cactus juice.
I thought you're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to do a lot of things, but it's better than dying, isn't it?
I guess, but I just heard it gets you really messed up. We always had to.
Either way, if you guys are planning on doing so, the only other thing I can tell you, I'm sorry that I can't tell you the other things because, well, if you're really trying to get to this place and you're trying to trick me, then you're gonna have to go through a lot of trials to do it, and by that point, you might as well deserve to have the information. But if you're genuinely trying to help, he looks off toward Luca again. Sister, I would advise you going on a day when... I'd advise you heading out on a day when you know you're at your peak. Head out on the day of the full moon. Head out on the day of the full moon from the oasis. Apparently that's the only way he found it. Until then, he just steps off. He doesn't wait for your response because you don't talk to him.
A full moon?
Yeah, it's a full moon. Well,
one more thing. He makes his way back over towards you, Jin, as he seems to take off his helmet. He hands you a helmet that is a little bit darker gray than the ones that normal soldiers wear. as he does this, he looks to you. This is the helmet of a Southern warrior general. I don't know if it'll help you out, but we have been trying to step away from using these so people don't consider us too big of threats.
Well, I guess this will help my intimidating and regal looks. Just having a wolf head on my head.
Again, most people will just consider you Water Tribe if you put that on. So I'll be careful about going around regular people, but it could be useful to you. Who knows?
I'll put it to real good use. Thanks for everything, Dalto.
That's what he looks like underneath the helmet.
You actually have art for him?
I do have art for him.
For a minute,
Wow.
I was gonna be like, does he have 8 abs? Because of how his stomach is.
Don't worry about
Got 20 abs.
it. But yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that helmet. You've been a great help, and I hope things work out for all you here.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure to toss more coins into that serpent shrine there. You never know.
Also, just so you know, be careful out there for anybody like us. There's probably tons of deserters out there. He does air quotes.
Aren't you cold?
There may be. Well, he looks off toward the carriages and stuff. He sees the Earth Kingdom soldiers as well as Lenoa and everything. You guys are probably pretty fine where you are. Just be careful in case you're going off by yourself, all right? Someone like me might take advantage of things if there was a little bit less of you around.
We'll keep that in mind.
So by the way, there's Will Art, because I had him do this the exact same time he did the captain.
Yeah.
And if you guys didn't have Lenoa, he was gonna try to fuck with you.
Yeah.
But because you guys have 7 other members of your party, he's like, yeah, this is far too much for us to worry about right now.
Bad idea.
Real
Bad
bad
company.
Is
bad
he really
juju.
just wearing that thing and his stomach is just all out now?
Yeah, dude. Again, this area seems to be a lot warmer than before. It seems to be more fall weather, but yeah, he probably should be colder. But again, Southern Water Tribe.
I mean, fair, actually, now that I think.
This is like fucking an inferno to him right now. He's dying.
He's
dying
like,
inside.
fuck this, am I right? Am I right, sister? Yeah, you got it, whatever, fuck it.
So quick, silly question. Do you know where I can find a block of cheese?
What?
So I can grate them on those abs?
Oh my god.
He created on those abs. That's that thing of like, no, she legitimately like asked that, like she's kind of giggling because she thinks she's so fucking clever, so she's just like,
Do you know where I can find a block of cheese?
A block of cheese, how you probably find it in the shops, why?
So I can grate it on those abs.
Ah, you did it, you said the joke out loud, in character. I'm kidding.
Holes are
She's
back.
gonna-
Not
she's
this one.
Not this
she's
one.
like, she's snickering and everything. She thinks she's so fucking clever, this dumb bitch.
I like how Luke is like,
Behind Luca, like,
not this one, Melee, not this one.
Not this one, Bailey, please.
she's just snickering now.
I'm begging you.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, okay, so here was the first art that he did. This is the one that Will did alongside of Captain Lenoa.
Oh, my cheeks.
But he eventually didn't like this version, so he ended up changing it. But this is the first one.
Yeah.
Do-do.
It's okay. The second one's way better.
Mm.
Better for Will.
And
Yeah.
let me get the other one. Do-do-do-do-do.
He's also got a crazy. He's got a long finger.
Where
Yeah.
is? Hey, you know, yeah, one has a long finger, one has a giant fist. You know,
Thing longer.
we have to keep things ready. All right, it's down.
Consistent. Get ready.
And this is the current one that he had made. Do-do-do-do. Ah, jeez. There we go.
Hey.
And that's his
Yeah, I
little,
like
that's
that.
his
I
little club sword thing.
Yeah, I like the side profile.
Mm.
Yeah.
Josh got a big hand.
Actually, this hand's pretty close to anatomical size.
The one over
Size.
here, he was trying to have like a front-facing, like swinging the blade kind of thing. Like that's why
Yeah.
the finger's like as long as it is. I'm guessing. With this one, it was
Mm.
more just like toss it in the air, you know.
Yeah.
It's nice.
But they're
Well,
both very
if-
nice. I told him I was fine with both of them, especially
Mhm.
because again, if you guys would have shown up here how I thought you were without Captain Lenoa, because I thought you guys would have fucking completely hated him, then he would have potentially been another boss fight for you guys.
No, now I just want to grate cheese on his ass.
Now Melly just wants to fuck her.
She thinks she's still snickering. She thinks she's having
She's
a
so-
riot, man.
She's so clever. He's great. But
Hope I see you around. Maybe we'll meet up. Meet up over east eventually.
who knows who knows what the future awaits us? You know,
Hmm.
maybe if you're lucky, and we're probably lucky or unlucky. I'm not sure. Depends on how you're feeling, I guess.
The patchwork to our old ship could be done any minute. I'll talk to you. We'll try to see you later on over at Ba Sing Se if we can, but I don't think you guys have a couple months.
Oh, to our time, we got quite a tight schedule going on. Who knows? Maybe we'll see you in the desert.
There's no way I'm going anywhere near there.
I thought the same thing. Well, thanks for everything. Really.
You guys sure you don't need Falson?
You will.
I mean, is he at least half as good looking as you?
Oh my god.
Falson takes off his clothes, fucking jacked as fuck.
What clothes
She
does he
just looks
wear?
at Luca.
Just that
Why
fucking
did you
towel?
leave?
Well, she left the Northern Water Tribe.
She left the
Yeah,
northern
but if
half.
the southern ones are like this, what are the northern ones?
Well, they're not nearly as warrior-like and chiseled.
Okay, back off.
Bailey, please.
Don't insult my people like that.
Bailey,
How dare
please,
you.
you're our friend.
Why did you leave?
But, you know, maybe we could use his help to get up to that, possible danger in the mountain. You still want to go there, right?
You're expecting danger in the mountains.
Well, loud cracking noises doesn't bode well for a mountain village.
I guess that's true. I was thinking it's probably just an avalanche or a cave-in or some sort of explosion. But it could be. You could be right.
Yeah, be too careful nowadays. There's so many random groups wandering about causing chaos.
He just like motions over. If you want him, you can take him. At least help you through the snow. But if you don't, that's understandable. We
I'll
can wait
take him.
here. Okay.
All right.
Falson.
I'll take
Falson, listen. I understand being around these people, especially that one, you might get urged. I'm kidding. Need you to calm down, Falson. Have
You're
a
a
good
Southern
make a
warrior.
good name for us. You're a warrior.
Don't let her jiggle her jubblies in her face.
At least make her work for it, Falson. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You may be a water tribe member, and she may be thirsty.
God, we got to get Art of Falson now. Anyway,
Yes!
Lindo, you there? I'm kidding. Anyway, with that being said, again, Melee seems perfectly fine taking Falson. What about the rest of you?
Oh my god, shoves
I
away.
mean-
You will not do this to me. No.
Yeah, sure. Whatever they think will make the job easier.
Worst case scenario, he's totally collateral.
I like
Christ.
that idea. Collateral.
Yeah, that's what, like whispers. She just like sees Luca like just staring daggers, and she just like,
If anything, worst case scenario, we can totally use him as collateral.
Facial expression lightens a little bit at that comment.
I like the way you think.
I like that. Yes.
Is that a yes from the group?
Yes, it's a yes.
Yes.
Look,
I
Akira,
think
I'm not the
so.
only villain. Sacrifice. Sacrifice.
Dalto goes off to the edge, just starts like messing around with the boats again. If you guys ever decide to come back here, we may not be here, but someone should know where we are. We might leave some people behind. It depends on if they want to have a life here or not.
Maybe we'll stop by again if we're lucky.
Hmm.
In our travels.
Falson, head back as soon as you can. Or, whatever, I don't care. If you can get the boss Sing Se, well, you know what to do. He just nods. As he looks back to you guys, if you would allow me to, I need to collect a couple more effects from my house.
Alright. We still need to get ourselves saddled up anyway.
He just kind of nods and starts making his way through. He heads off toward what appears to be the masonry.
Well, let's get packing, everyone. Got a bit of a trip ahead of us still.
Hmm.
Anybody want to say anything to Dalton before you guys leave?
I said my.
Or
I've said
Dalton.
my
I said
thank you,
Dalton.
Dalton. You Falson and Dalton.
Yeah. Flotsam and Jetsam.
I said my goodbyes and thanks.
No.
He just like stands on the dock and gives you guys a wave.
A little wave.
Gives him the finger. No, I'm kidding.
Just flips
Makes
him
it-
off. Fuck you.
makes a cheese grater motion.
Northern Water Tribe for life.
Water tribe.
You dirty Southern. I'm kidding. You guys make your way back to the carriages. Upon you guys getting there, you note that there are that most of the guards have made their way back and have kind of settled themselves up. There does appear to be some new crates, another barrel added to the stores that are here, and eventually you do see that both get out of here, things that are back there. You do see that eventually Lenoa and Yuki seem to come back from the side of the shrine before making its way over there. It's just like, I just don't understand a giant sea serpent. I mean, really? Oh, hey, everybody!
Hi, Captain.
Did you have fun?
We had a pretty good time. Not a lot to do here, and unfortunately, a bunch of the rations were a little bit overpriced. But we were able to get us enough to at least make it to the mining village.
That's good.
Hopefully things work out well enough when we get there. If not, we might have to do some hunting.
That doesn't sound so hard.
How'd everything go with all of you?
Very well. Lots of info. Gossip and the like. Some reward.
As he just kind of like looks over, he just like goes over toward his carriage and starts just pulling himself up into it.
Wait a fucking second, Diego.
What's up?
When he said he was a big deal around the southern half of the Earth Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know who he is?
Who are you talking about?
Dalto. Define southern half.
I don't think you know Dalto, no.
Okay,
He's not been anyone who's actually done a bunch of stuff there. He's mostly stayed to the coast again because pirate.
Right. Okay, just making
I
sure.
think
That
out of
thought just
anybody,
crossed
the
my head.
only people who would know who this was would be potentially Luca or potentially Ichibei.
Right. All right. I don't know. The thought just clicked in my head.
Like when it comes to this person, like again, he's mostly done his work to the coast of the Fire Nation and to the coast of the Earth Kingdom.
I mean, why not potentially me? Meili's traveled around.
No,
No,
not that far.
that's fair. Wait. That's fair.
Again, looking at the map, you probably went from like again your troop probably went from like Ba Sing Se to like potentially the surrounding towns and like areas around it, potentially up as far as maybe like the ones around here usually. But again, that even those things and back would be like week-long trips.
Yeah.
Like the furthest you probably would have went is like probably near the coastal parts of like the deserts, and then just went. Most of your tribe members are just like, yeah, fuck that though.
That's fair.
Yeah, but
Fuck
like
the
fuck the desert.
Desert sucks. Trust me.
Eventually,
It's full of assholes and things that want to eat you.
eventually, you guys are settled back towards yourselves. As you guys are about to yank yourselves up into your thing, you hear some arguing coming from behind you.
Hmm.
Boop. As you see two Water Tribe members coming up, one of them being Falson, the other one being what appears to be a very disgruntled-looking woman.
Oh boy.
Oh, he's taken?
As she seems to go up and just like look into your guys's carriages and gives a bit of a before looking off into one of the other carriages. Shizuo looks into the one with him, Lenoa and Yuki, before looking back. See, I told you there was room enough.
What?
Sorry, my sister, she's trying to... If you're taking my brother, then you should take me as well.
Why?
Because I don't trust you.
You have every reason to trust me. I'm harmless.
The last time I was around any sort of people similar to your group, we had a hole blown in our ship.
Well, thankfully we're not going into a ship. We're going into a caravan.
I would rather not holes blown into my brother.
He won't have holes.
I could say the same about meeting you.
Listen, there's no need for this animosity right now.
Oh, there's absolutely no animosity. Right, Falson?
I tried to get her to stay behind, but not even my father was able to convince her. I believe that we'll have to push her down and run! I'm kidding.
I was gonna say... How about this? How about you talk to your Captain Dalto about everything that's going on, and you come back to us when he comes back with your... And you come back to us when he approves you. We'll wait. We won't
I know
wait.
how fast your beast can go.
Nice try.
It's just like, we'll wait. Looks at Luca. We won't wait.
What's going on out here? Captain Lenoa looks out.
Don't worry about it, Captain. So, look, we're in a rush. So, Falson, would the both of you make this a faster trip?
We are both Water Tribe members, and we are both adept enough at waterbending to be able to move stuff out of the way of the carriages. I had thought that just me and your Water Tribe member there could probably handle it, but 3 would be better than 2. He just shrugs like I will be fine with whatever you choose, man.
But Dalton, don't you want to protect your cute little sister by leaving her here?
This is my older sister.
Your cute older sister?
By leaving her here.
Luca, would you rather work with this guy or just have them two push the snow out of the way for us? I know what you would ultimately prefer, but you know, lesser of two
I mean,
evils.
Luca, if you have both of them there, then you don't have to work with them.
We have
Yeah,
even
exactly.
more
That
collateral.
makes sense.
We have even more collateral. We can make them do all the work.
Little iffy on babysitting them, but
There's some sort of problem out here.
We're just discussing what an indoor voice is. Don't worry about it. Get back in your carriage.
He just like stares outward.
Listen, I agree with Mei Lee completely. And I don't call it babysitting. It's more like even like bird watching.
Good. Then we are in agreement then.
I suppose.
Wonderful. Excuse me. She gets up into Captain Lenoa's carriage and goes and sits down, just kind of like moving him out of the way a little bit.
She's going to help us with the snow.
He just looks over. He sees that she's sat down next to Yuki, and he's just like, She looks over at him. Aren't you driving? Yes, I guess.
Jin looks at Falson. Your sister's so charming.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. You can't choose who's family.
Don't worry, Dawson. You'll be at least you'll be here in the carriage with the cool kids.
Falson.
Falson. I'm gonna call you Folly. That's a cute nickname, Folly.
I just can't do it sometimes, man.
That's a cute name. Folly, right?
Am I supposed to follow up on shit, man? I don't know. You do it every time.
I'm really sorry.
This ain't SNL, man. I ain't that good.
With the two of them joining you, you will have boop. Both of them. Falson's probably a little bit less hostile towards you guys, so we'll give him a little bit lighter of a shade. There we go. Perfect. At this point, you guys obtain Falson as well as his sister. Nobody has asked her name, so she doesn't have one.
So is her name also ending with a son, or is she like?
No, her name is Rieta.
I was really hoping your family had a funny sense of humor.
We don't.
Clearly.
There we go. Now I can put it in there. As you got, actually, should there be 2 T's? We'll go 2 T's. We'll be generous and put 2 T's. Perfect. All right. So, as you guys start making your way out and up from the port town, which was originally going to be a town of battle, but this time has not turned into that, luckily enough. You guys make your way out, and over the next day or so, you find your way back over toward the crossroads with your 2 new Water Nation Southern Waterbenders in stride, ready to aid you guys in potentially lowering the amount of days your trip will take. Again, I say potentially because there's still gonna have to be rolls and stuff involved. With all that being said, I think now is a good time for us to end things off. It's right at 12.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're at 12:03, my dude.
Yay.
Ugh, my brain hurts.
Right.
My head feels very tired. I have to crack my neck constantly. Yeah. So Dalto.
He's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, too bad we can't take him with us.
Yeah, he's not a waterbender.
That's fine.
Hey.
Otherwise he'd be like, I could clear the fucking stuff for you. But he's not a waterbender, so he can't.
That's okay. We have Falson. We have Folly here.
Volson and his sister are waterbenders. They are somewhat adept at being waterbenders. Probably better at being fighters than that. But you know, and Luca, how do you feel, Luca? You've been a person of little words all game. What's going on?
Well, personally, I absolutely love them. Look, absolutely.
It's like,
No trust whatsoever.
We don't need to trust them necessarily. We just need to use them until they stop being useful.
Again, I will say, there was a time when these characters would have been fucking antagonists towards you guys. Not because they're evil, but because they would 100% fight you. If you guys didn't come in with a literal squadron of Earth Kingdom soldiers and a general, they probably would have attacked you and tried to take your stuff.
That would have ended so badly for them. But now we have so much more intel and reasons to drag my ass all the way back to the fucking sandpit.
Hey, it's fine.
Yay.
It's okay, Sand Monkey.
Yay.
Apparently, Folsom might know some words about things, because you know he did say if you make it to Ba Sing Se, which you guys don't have to take them all the way to Ba Sing Se, but he did say that if you do go to Ba Sing Se, you know what to do. So apparently, Folsom knows something about what Dalton was talking about.
We know a guy.
He just probably doesn't know. He just probably doesn't know, you know, all of the different other things, like all of the trade routes and the schedules and things like that.
He knows a guy who knows a guy. It's like we've already been. It's like we're already there.
Or you guys could just get them to spill the beans to you guys, and you don't have to worry about them. Just kick them out and kill them.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, we just have more collateral for when we need it.
Exactly.
This is no way of backfiring whatsoever. At all. Besides, I like Fally.
There we go. Now you guys know where your loyalties lie. These two are like, oh man, we like the party. They're the greatest. The Earth Kingdom soldiers are like, well, the captain likes the party, so I guess we'll be here. And this guy's like, oh, I'm kind of with them. Like, you know, I'm with you guys. Dalto said to be here, and she's all like, fuck all of you.
Nuon's not even white. She's skeptical of us?
Nuance just has her own color, you know? She's just
Okay.
her own thing.
Okay.
But yeah, she also is very much skeptical of at least Mei Li, because she hates her. I'm kidding. And let's not even get started on Kometu. He's green with envy and evil.
Oh.
He hates you. I'm kidding.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, I get it. Yeah, we did a pretty good thing there, my dudes. It's 12:07, and I do want to get this thing off of my head. And hopefully, next game we can go about going off toward. You guys have chosen the mining town, off toward Baroa. We'll see what happened over there and see if that has anything to do with the stuff about the mountain, or if that is indeed the city that was destroyed by the large dragon-like creature. We'll have to check that out and see what happens there. Next week will be pretty fun. If nobody has any problems next week, right?
Not that I
From what
know
you
of.
guys
Nope.
understand? The 6th? Or not the 6th, the 5th. Okay, just making sure. We should be back here next Wednesday, my dudes. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. We enjoyed ours. If any questions, comments, points, or wisecracks, put them in the comments below. I'm gonna end things before we end up having to split this freaking thing, because let's be honest.